have the power. It's back. I'm back.
I'm so happy. I was really afraid you were going to melt.
Welcome to Full 42. A couple of geeks talking about geek stuff today. Last week, I was not here, but we had a full complement of fun people. It made me miss the show even more because you had all this fun people talking on here. Thank you to them for jumping on, because I know it was kind of last minute and they were just awesome to join us, join you.
When I reached out, I was like, nothing crazy. I know it was last minute, like just come on and hang out for a little while. And Rice was like, nope, we do it proper. We do a top 5. I'm like, okay, let's do a top 5.
Yeah, that was cool. And I was gone, obviously, if you missed it, because I was without power for 7 days in Texas. It was actually the weirdest thing is, you know how whenever your light goes out or whatever, and it has your clock on there, whenever you lose power, whenever it comes back, the time comes back and shows you the exact time that you lost power because it's kind of blinking or whatever. Right. When it happened 7 days later, the clock came back. It was only 1 minute off. So it was exactly 7 days minus 1 minute.
Dude, they made a horror movie about that.
Do what?
They made a horror movie about that.
Oh, did they?
Where Samara came out of a well and out of your TV.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. 7 days is no joke. Dave's not wrong here either.
Yeah. I saw a lot of that. Yeah, that was fun.
They were interesting. That's for sure.
It was appreciated. I appreciate everybody coming in and filling in last minute. That was great.
I can't believe it was 7 friggin' days.
And in Texas heat, it was about 88 degrees, I think, was the hottest inside the house at night, trying to go to sleep. No breeze, nothing. Oof.
I mean, if there was August, it would be a hell of a lot worse, right?
Yeah, July is pretty much the worst here. But our feels like during the day gotten about 101. Ugh. I think it was like mid-90s probably. But yeah,
that's bonkers.
Yeah. This is pretty bad, and I don't do well in the heat, even though I live in Texas. So
I wore jeans to the boardwalk here on Sunday. I think we went down, and I think it reached 83, and I was dying. It was a mistake on my end. I thought it would be a little cooler down by the ocean, maybe a little overcast, and the forecast would be like clouds and breezy. And okay, fine. It was.
I only own jeans. I don't. Yeah.
So you sit in air conditioning. I'm surprised you don't have like a closet full of parkas.
Yeah, if I could get the air that cold, yeah, that'd be nice.
Jesus.
But
yeah, I agree. We'll get into it. There's just a lot. I mean, same from the 80s, and I said it on the show when we did the 80s stuff that we could have done a top 5 for each year.
We might come back to it. Yeah, we might.
Probably will. But like when we started the show, Chris was like, "Yeah, I have 95 on my list." Like, yeah. So we started this one. Chris was like, "Why don't we do the 90s?" And then it could have been 15 minutes later, Chris is like, yeah, I can't do this. We need to do one every year.
Yeah, I started the list. I got pages and pages and pages of, I was like, I did it by year because I was like, oh, Mike always does it by year or something like that. This might be fun. So I was like, maybe I'll pick one per year. I can't pick one per year. There's too many good ones. I mean, by the time I got if we ever get to it, but by the time I got to 1994, there were some in there that were so good, like I was like, no, I can't do it.
Mm-hmm. So. It's not easy. I mean, the 80s was tough. The 80s was real tough.
80s was tough. I think it's arguable that the 90s might have more rewatchable movies overall.
It feels like a lot of them are definitely on the list of, I've seen that more recently than a lot that were in the 80s, and I think they hold up a lot more, hold up better. But
yeah, I mean, it feels like whenever we were doing the 80s list, I had a big chunk of them that were like, this was great for me, and because of the nostalgia, I still love it.
Right.
But in the 90s, like, there's a lot of these I think hold up and I would watch again and, would enjoy it again. So there's a few on this list because it's 1990. There's a few on this list that they're only on this list because I was a kid at the time they came out, right?
Yeah, okay.
Both
All right.
at this time. So
All right. Howdy.
hey, everybody.
Oh, nice. That's cool. Like the stuff that influenced you as a kid, and then the stuff that you kind of like still now. That's neat.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be sure to mention, like, I don't know if this holds up or not, but, you know.
Right. Well,
Although I think my top 5, because we're only doing 5, not 10, I think my top 5 hold up. Yeah, I'm pretty certain my top 5 do. And I don't know if we're going to have that much overlap. I think maybe 1, I bet.
Yeah, I think 1 or 2 will probably pop up.
I know 1 for sure, I think. But, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
All right,
So-
well, let's get the ball rolling and do the like and subscribe stuff.
Oh, yeah. Do the whole. Oh, do you also do the. Boom.
Yeah, you guys.
Right. Just,
Oh man, I can't. My phone's being used. I gotta show you. Luca's now doing good job. Oh, I got my Luca painting. I gotta do. Luca is now doing. He's saying good job and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And he's doing thumbs up when he does a good job.
So that's what you mean, yeah.
When he does the thumbs up, you see him. He's still trying to struggle to just do the thumbs up. So he's putting up fingers and he's trying to like pull some down, and then he does this, and he's very excited when he does it. I got a picture of it.
You got to get a picture of that, so we'll put it up there for the like and subscribe. Yeah. And then people can't resist, right? You have to do it, or you hate children.
Yeah, that's true. Or you not only children, you hate my son, and that's just not really.
Oh yeah, very specific, right?
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be people that just won't hit the thumbs up out of like you can't get me if we do that. That's fine. We don't need your thumbs up. Yeah, we do. Hit the thumbs up. Yeah. So I'm glad you remembered that. I always forget it. But
I'll tell you, doing the Friday show now without you, and knowing that 1, you're going to bust my balls, and 2, Wes is going to bust my balls, it really does it helps with that stuff because it's hard. Like your job on what you do when we go live, like it's no joke. Like pulling up the comments and doing the banner switching and listening to me, it's all a chore. And I commend you for doing.
And I do 2 out of 3 of those. Yeah.
I said I commend you for doing 2/3 of it.
I wasn't listening. Yeah, I wasn't listening. I saw you sent me that video of us talking about the game from the Gathering, and then they showed that was great.
The way Kat did. Can we get into it and play it?
We should get a link or something like that. Yeah, we should have prepared that before.
Wait, I might be able to just share my screen. Let me see. This might be loud for a second. Sorry if it gets loud.
I don't think any of these are. So we're only doing the year 1990. So I don't think any of these are in 1990.
Yeah, we're only doing 1990.
But some other show will do 91 and then 92. We'll put them all together someday and have fun with that.
All right, let me see.
Ask people to ring the bell too. Yeah, that's the thing where they get notified if we come on live, right? So
yeah, I think so.
Ring the bell.
Yeah, so ring the bell. All right, let me share this because this is really good. So our friend Kat.
No Ernest goes anywhere in my list.
Don't. It might.
I don't. I'm just saying that.
Never know. So our friend Kat Dreyer has got a Kickstarter coming up for BubbleNet. And when we were at the Gathering, we were asked to just BubbleNet was a thing that people were going to just say on camera, and then Kat was going to throw together this little montage of everyone saying BubbleNet from other conventions that have been this information has been gathered.
We were so smooth.
Oh, it was great.
It worked out so well.
It was so spot on. Like it couldn't have been any better how well we did our thing. Everyone else did a really good job, but Chris and I just absolutely nailed it. So just to promote a little for Kat, also check out the game. That'll be in June. I got to get back to my screen so I can share it. Hold on. I I botched it and threw it underneath one of my other windows. Okay, so I think the sound is on. Let's see. Point and then we'll just say bubble.
Bubble net.
Do you want me to count you in?
She pointed. She said, when I point. Okay, when she points, we'll do it.
Let's go 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
This is how well we work together.
1, 2, 3, bubble.
Wait, what? She's gonna point.
1, 2, 3, bubble. Not
On 3?
When she
After
points.
3.
We're going on 3, right?
After 3. 1, 2, 3.
Bubble net.
Bubble net.
Bubble net.
Did you notice she had to cut it?
Bubble net.
Perfect.
Bubble net. Bubble net.
Bubble net.
Bubble net. Bubble net.
Bubble net.
Good. There's a lot of guests on there.
Bubble net.
Bubble net.
Bubble net.
Bubble net. Bubble neto. Bubble net. Bubble net. Bubble net.
Bubble net.
Bubble net.
Eric.
Bubble net.
Yes.
Bubble net.
Bubble net, bubble net, bubble net.
Bubble net.
Bubble net.
Bubble net.
Bubble net. Bubble net. Bubble net. Bubble net.
Bubble net.
Bubble net.
Bubble net.
Bubble net.
I thought that was like the whole intro of us just on each other. And then all of a sudden she cut us to go to everybody else's. That was so perfect.
Did you notice that it got cut in the middle too? Because we went on and on forever, trying to figure out at what point. Yeah.
It was so great. It was so great.
Sick.
Couldn't have been any better. Yeah, she got me with the cut on the.
You would think after 3 years.
We're like, we're going to do 3 and then go, and then it was on to other people. Like that was just so perfect. Well done, Kat.
It was.
Yeah.
You would think after 3 years we'd be in sync.
No. I mean that's a good thing to come to the table with. Like, is it 1, 2, 3 go? Because then if it's on 3, then really it's 1, 2 go, not 3. Like
right.
On 3 means on 3 or 1, 2, 3. Like it's a good. All right, let's do the thing. But that worked out so well. That was so perfect.
At the very end, as she was in 1, 2, 3, I got afraid. Like, wait, what was the word? Like, I almost messed it up again, and I'm glad I didn't because I don't want to mess up her video. But yeah,
It was great. It was so well done. Yeah, so that's June 11th. So
that's a smart little thing to do for promotion.
Yeah,
it's clever.
Yep, very clever.
Yeah, I know. There is a scene where they like argue about that back and forth, and I get it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna do. We're gonna do the top 5 movies from 1990. But before we do that, we have announcements, right? Or do we have announcements? I don't know. Do we?
I know you don't.
I've had nothing going on but just roasting in the dark. So
yeah. How much weight did you lose in your 88-degree heat?
No.
Great.
Well, because we had to eat out every day.
Sure. Yeah. So it went the other direction.
Yeah, all the food got lost. So yeah, we
Right.
have to eat out every day.
That is brutal.
Lucky I didn't gain anything.
Seriously.
But yeah, so no announcements on my end as far as that goes. How about you?
As always. I got a few. Tomorrow, there's Vast Grim book. The RPG is launching. Brian's launching it tomorrow, and that's kind of in the world of the game I was talking about that Daryl and Adrian are working on with that I'm working on with Daryl and Adrian in that Vast Grim world. So if you hop
Vast?
on
You're saying VAST Grim?
correct. Grim
With one
2
M or 2 M's? 2 M's.
So you can look that up on Kickstarter. I think it's a really cool world. Kind of like if you remember the video game Dead Space, but like just a little bit more gruesome. Not necessarily. Well, check it out. I don't want to ruin anything. But the campaigns that we're doing fit in the world really well, and I'm proud of it. It's fun.
It's a cool name, Vast Grim.
Vast Grim, yeah. I love you'll see me. I wear the hat every now and then. It's the colors on it for the most part. The colors are that really hot pink and that like like almost like a turquoise blue. This does not do it because the lighting in here sucks. Almost like a turquoise blue. They go really well together. I like them. It just pops right with all the darkness and the black and the grays. Like the pop of color, just really, it's neat. Really got to know that world pretty well, and Brian did a great job creating it. So check that out. Charcuterie's hitting, which so cool. Yeah, it's basically neon, like the neon pink with like that I don't know, that blue. I don't know what blue I want to call it. It's not a neon blue, but it's not a turquoise. It's just a really good contrast of colors.
What's the CMYK? No?
Nope.
It's probably like 100 0 15 0.
Couldn't tell you. Yeah, like electric blue. Yeah, so there's that. So check that out. Charcuterie's hitting. It's really cool to see people with their.
Yeah, where's mine?
Well, it should be there. It should be on its way.
I don't have it. Could have been playing it in the dark. I didn't get it.
Yeah, you could have lit it all on fire. Yeah, I know R&R was doing. I'm not sure how exactly they were doing, like farthest or closest or more orders and leaving the singles for later. But yeah, it's really neat to see it on people's tables, and a lot of the people that have been posting in the Discord and other places I've seen have like little charcuterie boards along with the game that they're playing. So that was neat. So far, great positive feedback. It's out at Paper Source and it's out at Barnes and Noble already as well, because they're also backers. So they got their cases of stuff.
Barnes and Noble was up there?
Barnes and Noble backed.
That's weird audio. Huh. That's pretty cool.
it?
I had a weird audio thing come back to me.
It could very well be my phone because I can't shut the volume off when my phone is on, and it kind of is over the computer. So maybe if you got louder, it echoed. Yeah, they got in on the campaign as well as a retail backer, and I'm not 100% sure how it all went, but I know, like, and this is a thing that happens with Kickstarter. Some people get a little pissy when Kickstarter games are out on retail shelves before backers get it. And I think sometimes they forget that retailers are backers as well, or can be. So it's not available through distribution, but if your local shop got in on the Kickstarter and they have it on the shelf before you did, it's quite possible that if they ordered 6 cases, our fulfillment center, it's easier for them to get 6 cases out the door because they don't have to crack any than just getting 1 out the door.
Fulfillment centers like to send out the batches first. Right. So if it's going out to big retail or even smaller retailers, if they're getting to fill in whole pallets and stuff like that, they do that first. So yeah, that's not really anything you can control. But
no, and I get it. I mean, some people, if you know, I get how that happens and it looks bad. I used to be there. Like, I never understood why the Kickstarter game that I backed was out on shelves or available at Gen Con before I got my copy, but it's within, a week and you're out of the loop when the fulfillment center starts doing their thing. But there are some people out there that like to chirp and say things when they don't understand the full context of what's going on. So I saw one comment that was like, really, dude? But whatever. Some people are ignorant and that's fine. Yep. Yeah. I understand. And someone else said this, and I'll tell you, we've been transparent. Every one of the updates that I've put out there has been like legit. This is what's going on. I don't have any information, or I do have information, but the entire time, like, it was possible towards the end there that, like we said, fulfillment could have done batches first because it's easier to put out full cases than it is to crack a case, put it in a new box and ship it. So, like, it's possible that these things could be on retail shelves before you get yours. And we were so transparent with it. When this comment dropped, it was like, whatever. There were backers of ours that were like, nope, they told us, like, nope, we knew, like, they were clear about it. It wasn't a surprise to us. Like, we're all okay. And
that's good.
It was really awesome to see those people, like, backers of the campaign, taking it back and being like, no, like, everything's fine. We're not upset. They were clear about what was going on. Like, shut up. It was really cool.
Yeah,
nice.
That's cool. Oh, there you go.
Nice, perfect.
Yeah, and from my experience, from what I know, a lot of the fulfillment centers, they have to actually change like their setup to do individual packages versus whole pallets.
Yep.
So
Yeah, because like they come in cases of 6, right? So a case of charcuterie has 6 in it. If you order 2 and I ordered 2 and Eric ordered 2, cool. They got to crack the case. They got to take our 2, put it into a box, pack it, put the packing slip, tape it up. That takes time. But if they can just bounce a pallet or 2 out the door and they're just full cases with labels, like it all makes sense that would be the easiest thing to do. So, but again, some people, they don't know the facts and they're a little ignorant to the way things work because they're not in the industry. So
I wonder if like the bigger companies that have bigger pool and stuff like that might be able to request that you change it up, like you do the smaller packages first. But I don't think fulfillment centers will do that unless you're like, you got some weight behind to it, because they have their own system of doing stuff, so
they do. And quite honestly, I would rather not have that held against us. Like if we had to choose, look, do all the singles first. Well, why? Or, hey, could you do it alphabetical from Z to A, like reverse alphabet? Let them pick, do whatever they want. That way it's like, look, it was just the way they do it. They set it up.
Get it out the door as fast as possible. Yeah.
We're not telling them how to do their job. Here's the list. You have the product, whatever makes sense to get them out as quickly as possible. Do your thing.
Yeah, but there's, and you have to, at the same time, when people complain about, hey, I backed you, I should get the game before retailers just wander in and get it. I get that sentiment completely. I completely get that sentiment. But, if it's months ahead of time, then you're like, hey, what's going on here?
Right.
But if it's just a week, that's just shipping differences.
Yeah. And I think the line there is between retailers having it on their shelves before I get mine, but the retailer is a backer, then retailers have it on the shelf and they got it through distribution.
Yeah.
And yes, that you have a legitimate gripe. But like, even if we decided as a company to drop $4,000 to airship some to have at a convention and you didn't get yours yet, like, hopefully you'd understand we paid for this game. We have this game that we need. And if we miss an Origins or a Gen Con, or like, that could be a real big, because then you got a whole year before you get that stage again. People just, I get it, but they're also,
And the convention thing isn't just about making money or making your buck. It's also about getting the game known and talked about out there, so that by the time you're getting yours as the backer, it's just everywhere and you're part of it and all that. You're creating buzz by going to these conventions and doing stuff. And it's just, why would you not want the game that you backed to get that level of buzz and stuff? Right? Yeah. I mean, there's perspectives on both ends, but in the end, it's a board game.
It's a board game. I do get it though. And I think the line that some people miss is, if it's available in distribution before you get yours, yes, like that should not be. And you should be able to stop it there, right? Hold it back. Give it a street date. Say no, we're not. Like, charcuterie street date is August. It's not available in distribution until August. So like, that gives us time to get the EU, UK done. That gives us time to get VFIs out in South Asia. So that gets us time to get it all out there for backers before anyone can go and get it from distribution in their local shop. So
the hardest part is whenever, like, it's okay to like complain and go, I kind of wish I'd got mine before I see it on shelves. I get that feeling and stuff. The hardest part is when someone says, this proves that you don't care about the backers, because that is like the antithesis of what you feel like when you're a creator. You're like, you're doing all this and you want everyone to be happy, and you can never make everybody happy, right? But the minute someone goes, you're not making me happy, it like hurts so much, even though you shouldn't, because this is one person out of thousands or hundreds or whatever it is of people saying you're doing a great job. But it, and a lot of people don't realize they're talking to human beings in the board game industry. We aren't huge corporations. We're like 3 people, 2 people, 5 people kind of thing. So
5, really.
Yeah, communicative.
Eric has a good point here too. The problem is you can be as communicative as you can communicate as much as possible, right? The problem is you need them to read the updates, right? And a lot of people go blind to those updates.
Right. Yeah.
So like you put it in the updates, but if you don't read the update, then you have no idea.
What percentage of people do you think actually read those updates? Because I know you write them. I know you write updates now.
Yeah, I don't know. As long as it's there, you can be like, I have someone that's posting in the comments like, any news on this, any news on this, any news on this. I'm like, are you reading the updates? Because like I'm putting in the update, the news as I get it. Like
Copy
I'm not
link into the.
yeah, just are you looking at the updates?
No, they're not. They're asking you directly. Is there any news?
Correct.
Um,
The problem is that they're asking in the update. They're not just asking on the normal comments page. They're
okay,
asking,
well, you can't help that.
I know. It's like, what? Look, read what?
Is there? You just do that.
Oh,
Read
God,
that.
I wish. So anyway, charcuterie is so far it's going well. I love seeing the feedback. So that's very exciting to see that kind of stuff happening. So I have two more announcements. One is Lucas painting. One is something else.
All right, we were doing announcements. I just got
Yeah.
lost in the complaining about being a creator. Go ahead.
Well, it's an announcement, right? Like, so I'm down in Ocean City. Obviously, I'm not at my normal place, and you know that I have, or maybe not, I have board games here, so I don't need to transport them from my house to here when I travel. I just have games here.
Can I interrupt you just for a second because I was listening, and the reason why is because is anybody else surprised that there's a city called Ocean City?
There's
Like-
two.
There's two.
Yeah, there's two, and I fight with Aaron from Roller Crit. There's one in New Jersey and there's one in Maryland. They're both ocean cities. So when I was talking to Aaron one day about it, and he's like, "Well, wait, which one? The good one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, the Maryland one." He goes, "No." I'm like, the Jersey one is not the good one. Like it's Maryland. You can't even compare."
Ocean City sounds like it's from the Powerpuff Girls or from DC Universe or something like that. That it just sounds so made up. Anyway, sorry. I didn't know that it was a thing until you told me about it. You know. But
Yeah,
anyway,
we've been coming down since I was a sophomore in high school. I love it down here. It's one of my favorite places. It's relaxing. It's just really, yeah, Central City and Star City.
Yeah, I know.
Matt, love it.
north of Metropolis.
Yeah.
Okay. So
All right.
sorry.
So I'm here looking for games to play. Right, we're figuring out what we're going to play, and we played on Friday with Wes. But I saw this. Right. So it's just a white card box.
It's a Magic?
It's a 400 count box. Just a white one of those white card boxes. And I'm like,
Oh yeah, I have a bunch of them in here.
yeah, I wonder what game is in here. So I open it up and I see these.
Oh wow, look at that. That is the old print and play of man. What is that? 2015 when you made that?
So, and I went as far. This was before you even had text on some of the cards. Like they didn't even have a speech bubble.
Oh wow. Oh, look at that awful artwork.
But I went in and I even went as far as doing blue and orange for the sleeves.
Oh yeah, I still have those sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
it's the whole thing, and I have the game board in the blue and orange. Remember, I showed you the one that I had at the house that was just orange and white.
Yeah.
And then the way the rule book printed up was like they're like squares.
Yeah.
But I still have the whole like I can't throw it out because the game had meant so much that this print.
I threw mine out.
No way. This thing has been down here since.
You hold on to so much junk as a designer, as I'm sure you know.
Yep.
Especially before TTS and tabletop simulator and Tabletopia and all that stuff came into, because you'd make so many different versions of prototypes just by yourself. I got chunks of them right here, all over my desk over here, and yeah, you collect so much. Eventually, you realize I can't keep all of this. You have to just start throwing out chunks of it. Did you see this, by the way?
I do have a question. Yeah, Ocean City. That's what we were talking about. It sounds like it's an Aquaman thing.
Yeah.
Where is this ship?
Well, that ship no longer. Actually, that ship. There's a version of it as a prototype. Not a prototype, but a promo. You can buy that ship. It's a little bit different, but it's based off of the same one.
Okay. Yeah, I had to tape them. So they
It's
stood up.
It's called the Century Hawk
Okay.
instead of
But it was available in the expansion Kickstarter, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I should have it then.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. So that was a nice, fun little surprise to see when I was going through some
That's
stuff.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So Lucas painting.
Okay, so if there's first time watching this, his 2-year-old does. Are these 8x11 now? Are you going back down to the smaller?
This is back to a 4x4.
Does a painting for us, and we like to look at these paintings and see what we see. Say in the comments, say in live comments, what you see, so we can Rorschach your mind and figure out which one of us is crazy.
All right. So this week's was done on May 14th.
Okay.
And I know the color is not going to be fantastic because of the light.
Oh no! I can see it. Wow, he got 4 different colors in there.
Yes, I think this one was one color. The pink was the same here and here. The green and the blue.
Sometimes a tree is just a tree.
Oh, there's a shadow there. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little dark on this one and say that it's a Muppet that got hit by a car.
Oh no,
That's roadkill.
that's so sad.
That's Kermit roadkill. I don't know. I can't not focus on all the bits of green that are all broken apart.
Uh-huh.
Okay, maybe I can go a little less dark and get out of the crazy zone. Nope, I see the squished Kermit. I don't. Somebody else give me something else in the chat. So it doesn't. There we go. A bird's eye view of a spaceship.
Okay.
The green is the spaceship?
Where's that? Yeah, I would think you're looking down on the spaceship.
Kermit and Piggy. Yeah. Maybe a little bit of Grover.
Up there. Yeah. It's a Muppet threesome.
Yeah. I mean, Kermit got the worst of it.
I can't even.
Oh, here we go. Green is the spaceship. Pink and blue are the engines. Okay. I can see that.
All right.
All right. What do you see, Mike?
So I see a cave painting.
Dice says, yeah, Flat Kermit it is. A cave painting. Okay.
I do. So I see a fish. It's a cave painting of a fish.
I've tainted the pool. I spoke too soon.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. Yeah, the map could be.
Yeah.
Map is
Lightning
a,
passes.
yeah, I see that the green is the fish, and this like it was on a cave paint, like a cave, like on a wall, and they painted it.
Mhm.
And I don't know if it's directions or I don't know what. That's where my head went when I saw it.
And now, what do you see?
I still see a fish.
You don't see a squished Kermit and
I
Grover and
No, trying
could
to
be
stay
Cookie Monster. See the little brown in the middle? That's the cookies from Cookie Monster.
Sure.
He was trying to share them to Kermit.
Sure.
All right, so we know who the crazy one is this week. But I have an excuse.
Well,
7
you ruined
days
it for
with
everybody else.
I know. I spoke too soon. Shrimp under seaweed. They're trying hard to get away from the roadkill. Shrimp under seaweed.
The pink
Oh,
Teletubby.
yeah.
Vast Grim. Well
Food
done.
fight between Grover and the pink Teletubby.
Okay.
Yeah. I see Vasgrim.
Yeah, there's your pink and your purple.
There you go. Yeah.
These two.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah. Yeah, I just see. I mean, I can't unsee it this way. Like my head, it's just a little bit of a tilt, but I still see. Like, here's your tail over here, right? You got the eyes or whatever's facing this way. So there would be a nose and a bottom fin or something. But that's what I see. He didn't name this one. He didn't call it anything. He just painted it. And
Oh,
said
it's
he
splat.
Splat. Splat the painting.
I should have put up that Luca painting.
Vasgrim burger.
All right, so is that what it? Yeah. So our top 5. We can move into that.
Yep.
Actually, before we do, did you see? I didn't see if you answered or not, but did you? I guess I don't know. We talk about board games quite a bit and stuff, so I thought I'd bring up this thing that I saw today, which was an update from the Meeple Inc. board game. Did you see that?
I saw. I read. You had pointed out the first 2 paragraphs were bullshit. So I read the first 2 paragraphs, and then
Well,
I
I
saw a
said
little
that,
bit of back and forth between you and Corey.
Yeah.
So I know a little bit. I didn't dive into it, but I know.
Yeah, I mean, basically, what the update says is that there's a German company, and I know who it is now, but there's a German company who has, what's the word?
Claimed.
Yeah, legally claimed the word meeple in the EU, which is nuts. And they just did it in 2019, I think,
21. I thought,
or 21, maybe even.
I think it
Yeah.
said 21. Yeah.
So they were, telling them you can't call your company Meeple Inc. or whatever, or your not company, but a board game Meeple Inc. Right?
Mhm.
And I just like, and because you don't want to go through the whole stuff and all, they are capitulating and going, yeah, sure, let's just change it to something else, which is a positive way to do it. I congratulate the company for doing that, but I just don't see how that's even possible for someone to come along and say that word that everybody's been using for over almost 2 decades.
Yeah.
That we're going to have that now.
Mhm.
It's been used so many times in other things. I don't know. I was just wondering what other people would think about what you thought about, because I didn't see you comment on it.
No, I wonder what that's going to do to games that come out in Germany. Like, are they going to be allowed to say in the component list that it comes with 24 meeples, or are they going to have to come up with wooden movers? Like, what are they going to? What are they? It won't hold up. It can't hold up.
Yeah, well, it'll hold up until someone actually challenges it, right? And that's the problem, is that who wants to go through all of that? And I know that, the people that own it and stuff like that, they're a little bit bigger than most publisher companies. So, yeah, that's true.
They had to change it from Wasabi.
And it feels like, and that was another recent one like that. And it feels like that's starting to become more and more a thing. We all, as a board game group, kind of sneered whenever they tried to, yeah, I know. Kind of sneered whenever Magic tried to tap the card. We're like, fine, we'll call it something else, and all roll our eyes and stuff like that. But how many times is this going to keep happening until you can't say so many different things in your game that actually hurts? Because everybody knows the word meeple now. So now if you have to start saying what they say in their update, like Moomin, instead of...
Well, so I'm curious.
I'm going to call it a meeple.
They can't claim meeple because it's not theirs. It was created by a woman in Massachusetts.
Right.
Like, is she getting royalties for every time this company uses meeple? Like, you're right.
No, because they're only keeping it in the EU.
Sure, but that's like the licenses. Like, some games you can't get here because of licensing and whatever.
But
I get it.
The fact that it was taken out in 2019 or 21 or whatever it was tells me immediately that, well, for one thing, they're really late on filing for that. But it tells me immediately that this is just a move to get money, and that just feels so against the environment that everybody in board gaming kind of wants.
Yeah.
At least everybody I know in board gaming. I don't know everybody in board gaming, but the people we work with, we just want to make fun games and stuff, right? It just feels so corporate. I hate it.
What's your take on Gamelin copywriting item meeple?
I agree with that. What was my take on what?
Hold on, I'm reading what Eric said.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Mechanisms too. Not mechanics. Mechanics work on cars. Or engines or machinery. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Um,
against the nature of the community. Is
it is, I agree.
basically my feel as well.
I agree. What's your take on Gamelin copywriting item meeple?
Item meeple? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
they had those meeples that you can put weapons in.
Oh, right.
Like
Yeah,
they
I mean,
trademark.
sure. And okay, so you're the first person to do it. That's cool and all, but I'm not. That's less because they did it and then they trademarked it right away, right?
Right.
I mean, that's less dodgy, I guess, like less contestable at least. But it's also still against the feel of the community to me.
I agree.
It's like, man, if you're going to like put laws down every single time you come up with some game, then I don't want to deal with you. I don't want you in my community. Just go away. We're all having fun here. Stop trying to like put stamps on everything and lock everything down. That's not this community. That's
Yeah.
not what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's how it feels to me anyway.
Well,
And
eventually,
I know there's a lot of people that just go at this as a business and
yeah. No, I agree with the item meeple. Like they coined it, so like they were the first ones to do it, and they trademarked it right away. But this company is Meeple's been out for a while. It was their
Right.
game that it was used for.
oh, they would lose in court immediately if someone were to push against it. At least, I mean, I'm not a lawyer, but you have to prove that you invented it and that you've been using it exclusively, right? If
Right.
you could show like hundreds, maybe thousands of games that have meeples. There's probably hundreds that use the word meeple, but
Yeah, definitely thousands. They're almost, I mean, constantly.
Yeah.
But like, how did and I didn't keep up with it, but how did the whole magic and tap thing go? Like that just, it was there for a while and you're not allowed to say it, but now all of a sudden, like you can say it.
I don't think it's all of a sudden. I think they realized that nobody cared that they used that they did it, and then everybody just calls it something else, nudge or
No, I
move
thought
or something else.
if somebody knows, put it in the comments. But I thought they lost. Oh,
Oh, they didn't renew the patent. Okay.
so they had a patent on.
And that's the point. Hopefully they realize why. Why do the mess whenever somebody could just call it something else? Because they didn't patent the actual movement of a card. That'd be insane. They
Right.
just patented the word tap, so you couldn't use tap. And all that did was just make things annoying. Why annoy the community? You're trying to sell
How
to?
do you patent a verb? Like when you tap a keg, or when you have the tap, like it's what it does. It's
Yeah. It's just a dumb move. It just annoyed me and I wanted to talk about it.
I agree. No, I think I mean, if it was immediate, then you got something. But like 20 something years later,
Well, I mean, like you said, even if it's immediate, if you go, oh, we have this thing where you now your meeples can hold weapons, and we want to make that our thing, just that feeling of we don't want anybody else to do this.
yeah.
It doesn't feel like the community to me. I don't know.
Yeah, like what precedents are they setting now? Is the first company to use Animeeples, right? Was not Rio. Who did Agricola?
Hmm.
Why am I losing it? Who did
Rio Grande? Not
That's right. I don't think it was Rio.
not Rio Grande. That's my day, probably.
Well,
Somebody, anyway.
Whoever did that, right? They kind of were the first, at least that I know of, that had Animeeples, right? They were animal meeples. So Animeeples. Yeah.
Lookout Games.
Did Agricola?
They're in 17 more. So
Huh.
everybody, Devere, 99 Games, Funforge, Z-Man.
Z-Man. They were the
Okay,
first.
there you go.
Yeah. So when they did the All Creatures Big and Small, the 2-player one, like that's the first time I remember, and I hadn't played Agricola at the time. That's the first time I heard Animeeples. So like, does that mean that company needs to go and claim Animeeples so no one else does it? Like it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, why not make it and then other people do it and you go, oh, that's cool that they did that and took a twist on it and stuff, just like we do with everything else. But
Yeah. It's. I agree with you. It's not. It doesn't feel like it fits into the community.
yeah, anyway, I just wanted to rant a little bit before we get into the fun part.
Nice. Good rant.
Okay, so switching gears out of the board game world and into the top 5 movies for if you came here just for the movie thing, I'm sorry it's been 45 minutes of something else, but that's what this show is. So if you're watching this later on, maybe we put timestamps in it, probably not, but maybe we put timestamps in it and you jumped ahead. That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
So 1990, we didn't talk about anything. Alan, see, do like Alan, just show up whenever the fun and stuff happens. skip the 45 minutes of BS.
Corey's just been sitting there waiting for us to talk about the topic to say hello.
Yeah. So yeah, like you said, we started with the top 10 movies from the 1990s, and by the time I got to 94, 95, I was like, okay, I'm in the hundreds. I need to stop, and we need to just do this in like year by year. So this is just 1990.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
1990 is a weird year because it's right at the edge of the 80s becoming the 90s as far as the movies go, and it was like a really cool. There's some bad ones in my list that I only love because I was a kid at that time. I was 12. And there's some great ones that are bad, but they're still great. And then there's some great ones, and so interesting stuff. But
there's definitely all over the place. There's definitely a lot of iconic movies. But I limited mine from January 1st, 1990 to December 31st, 1990. So anything that came out in that literally the 90s, right? That's considered 1990. But I did. And we'll get into it, but I did leave off a whole run of stuff on purpose.
It's interesting. A whole run of stuff.
Run of stuff. So I'm going to wait until the end just in case some of yours are on what I left off.
Okay.
But it was something that I did intentionally that for a reason. So I'll talk about what, like it's weird, but I don't want to talk about it prior to just in case some of those are on the list, so I'm going to talk about it afterwards.
Okay, I from our 80s one, we had the agreement: no Star Wars, no Star Trek, just so that our list wasn't Star Wars or Star Trek. And so I'm just continuing that as we go.
Right.
Star Trek 6 came out this year. It's not on my list. It would be, but I'm leaving Star Trek and Star Wars off because they're such a separate thing for me.
I think that's a blanket statement for a lot of the stuff we've already got, right? Arkham Horror, Your Game, My Game, Star Wars, like that stuff.
Yeah.
Seems to me.
Oh, that's interesting. Still his number one. That's a good question. Would I have thought this was my list at that age? Maybe, actually. It might. I don't know if it has changed. That's an interesting thing to think about.
No, mine would be definitely different. If I was 14-year-old me, this would not be.
You know what? Yeah, it would be different because I see one on here that's not making the list now, but at the time.
Yeah.
You have no good taste when you're 12.
Totally different, for sure.
All right. Do you want to start first?
I think I started first last time. You go.
All right. So my number 5, good thing I get to go first because I'll probably take this from you, is Back to the Future 3.
Okay.
So Back to the Future 3, obviously they go back to the Wild Wild West, all that stuff. I think there are things in this movie. Why are you shaking it?
Negative 2
Two
year
young people. No.
Yeah.
There are things in this movie that I think, like, their individual pieces are more fun for me than even part 2, which, obviously was not in 1990, but I don't know if I like this better than part 2, but there are definitely pieces in it that make it so much more fun, right?
Right.
And it almost became just like a farce upon itself. Like Biff is here again, he's the bad guy again, and all that stuff. But they did some fun, cool stuff. I mean, you know, I would watch these 3 movies, 1, 2, 3, all the time, and I would watch them again today. So, worst of the trilogy, yeah, probably, yeah, I'd agree with that, but not so bad that you know what really makes it almost close to 2 for me is that 2 has that whole Biff in the modern times thing in like Vegas era or whatever with his mom and I hate that whole section of 2 and it drags it down a bit for me. So
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. So yeah, Back to the Future 3.
All right, that's a good pick. Good pick.
The power of love.
It is on my list, but it's not on my top 5.
Wow.
Really, what I'm going
And
to talk
what
about.
would be on your top 5? I would have expected that was our crossover.
No, nope.
Really? Okay. All right.
For reasons.
For reasons. Okay.
So I'm going to come out of the gate with just a banger because you're probably going to do it. But this one, probably I still watch it. I still get a kick out of it. The nostalgia factor is through the roof. I loved it. I've hated every other iteration. They're all fine, but they're not this. And it's the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh wow.
I mean, God, I still love it. Everything about that movie, from that when they get just utterly defeated and they're in that summer home and Raph's in the tub and they're all like, everything about that movie is just from the beginning to the end. It's a huge nostalgia factor. It's not great. There are things in it you're like, come on, really? But
Right.
like learning about Splinter and the scratches on Shredder and all that whole thing, that whole classic, it was just a great story and so influential. I watched that movie anytime, anywhere. I watched it. It was probably my most watched movie as a kid. It was just phenomenal.
So that's the one I looked straight at and said it's not a good movie, but it's in the list. It's not my top 5, but it's in the list because I love it as a kid. This is one of the things I would not recommend someone watch today, unless they just unless they're just interested in what was awesome back then. But
there isn't any. I don't think it necessarily doesn't hold up though. I think it's still a fun story. It's a cool origin story. You learn a little bit about like Secret of the Ooze was what the hell's going on. Then you have the Japanese crossover one, which was kind of neat, but
they went back in time.
Yeah, what? Yeah. This one was just straightforward. Here's your origins. This is them being goofy. Like they're just teenagers with the whole April thing and they get defeated and they got the inside, like the spy going into the Foot Clan. Like it wasn't the Foot Clan when you like the cartoon with the figures, but they did a good job. Like even back then I was like, wait, that's not the Foot Clan, but I get it. Just love it. I love it. I still think it holds up. I think it's still a fun movie to watch.
It was really weird because they took from the comics some and they took from the cartoon some and kind of had a little bit of a blend because I remember they switched Splinter's origins in the cartoon versus the movie, right? In the cartoon, he was a man who got turned into a rat with the ooze because he was in the sewers. And in this one, he was a rat who somehow learned kung fu as a rat by watching
his master.
His master, and then he became that. I can't.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, it's perfect.
It's weird when the cartoon has a more plausible way of a half man, half rat than the movie.
Right, but how cute was it to watch little Splinter doing the kung fu moves in the shadow of his cage? Like, oh, it was great. It was great.
I will say that movie had every single kid trying to do karate moves, kicks and tumbles and hurting themselves and jumping off of things. Yeah. Everybody wanted to be a ninja when I was a kid, and that's why.
But it also dealt with defeat really well. Like I remember that I remember that more vividly than some of the other bits of that movie, right? Like them stopping the thieves, and then with the pizza, and then with April, and then with Casey. Like there are moments that are just, oh, this is really cool. But I really like it was very impactful when they got defeated, right? And Raph's out, and they're in that
Spoilers.
like, what do we do, right? Like that was really serious.
Yeah, I remember as a kid, like being worried for them at that moment. Like, oh, one of them might get killed or something. Like, are they really going to do this? Because you're used to the cartoon and in the comics and stuff like that, where it's, well, those are two different things. But you're used to the cartoon where it's wacky and they'll always get away. But this felt a little darker and stuff in the movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then they went, like, when you go into the second one with Toka and Razar, and it got very kiddish. This one didn't. It was fun and cheeky, but it felt serious. Like it felt like just a serious movie.
Yeah, it is hard to watch the animatronics. It's very like Showbiz Pizza, Chuck E. Cheese, like kind of stuff. But yeah.
Well, on that end, it's definitely dated. Like,
sure,
obviously, right? But everything since, like, the Nickelodeon show is good. I enjoy it. I think it's fun. I think the characters are good. I think the storyline is good. I like how it's connected. The other two movies in that line were like, oh, whatever. The reboots, fine. Like they're.
Have you ever seen the 3D one where Patrick Stewart does the voice for the bad guy? Basically, I can't remember what it's called. Somebody help me out if you remember. But
3D one.
Yeah, there was one where it was like 3D. Like a Pixar kind of thing.
Like glasses 3D? Oh
no, I mean like a Pixar thing, like a computer generated one.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Yeah, well, that's I wasn't talking to you.
You shut up.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, so that was my that was the best one since that. It's actually really good. I would recommend that one. I can't remember what it's called though. I think it came out early 2000s.
Okay.
Maybe 2010, 12, maybe.
Early 2000s, right?
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah.
I might have seen it. I don't remember Patrick Stewart being in it, like voice wise, but
yeah. So they come across like this guy who's been an immortal for a while. He's really there's no Shredder in it, so it's a different story kind of thing. But he's like trying to bring back some ancient like warriors that were with him at some point and things like that. It's really interesting. Anyway,
I know there's been a lot of rumors of them doing a live action Last Ronin, and I think that would be, I'm talking about dark, but that would be really cool to see if done right. Like you get the right director, right?
If done right, yeah. It's got to be done by someone who respects that material, right? So
yeah, for sure. Is that the one by Seth Rogen? Like almost like the claymation or the stop footage kind of one?
Oh yeah, I didn't see that one. It looks like that jerky animation, kind of like the Spider Verse kind of thing. Yeah, I didn't see that one yet, but I bet you that'd be good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Yeah.
All right, so I came out of the gate strong with TMNT because I figured
you did.
That might be one that you had on your list. So
it is on the list, but it's not on my top 5.
Okay.
Mainly because it's not one that I would still recommend.
Okay.
But definitely influential. All right. So are we snaking or?
We can.
All right. Do you number 4?
All right. So I'm going to, another one that was, I mean, it's just a classic. I still watch it constantly around the holidays. And I can't believe it came out in 90. It's Home Alone.
Home Alone. Yep.
It's too good. It's too good. Oh, look at you splitting up there. What was your 17-year-old?
Oh, you're reading Matt's take.
Oh, I see. So your number. Okay. Yeah. I'm just reading.
Yeah.
So yeah, Home Alone is just, I mean, what do I say about it? It's a damn holiday classic. It's still, there's still quotes. It's not my Christmas Vacation, but it is in the rotation around the holidays with all the other classic movies, even classic Elf classic. I think it's still great. I think it's still funny as hell. He's hysterical when he sets up those traps for the two. I think Pesci and the other guy, they did it so well as the Wet Bandits. It's just a classic.
Yeah. It's never been one for me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hate it ever, but I was just like, yeah, that was a movie. And then everybody loved it so much more. But I get it because there's some funny moments and stuff like that. But yeah, I totally get it. Can't argue against that. It's obviously withstood this test of time.
Sure, yeah. They just had a Capital One commercial with Catherine O'Hara, right? She's in the department store. She's screaming Kevin, and Kevin Hart comes. But Kevin Hart comes out. Like it's still being used. Like, yeah. So Home Alone. That one's. For me, it's obvious that one's on the list because it's great.
Yeah. I should have guessed that would be on your list. Yeah, it's not on my list, but that's just a personal thing. I don't think there's anything wrong with the movie at all.
Sure. Be wrong. It's okay.
Yeah, it's just subjective at this point.
Sure, yeah, but that
I have no argument for why. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So my
that was the other Wet Bandit.
Oh, okay. So my number 4 is quite the opposite direction in a way, I guess. It's a love story. It's got some comedy in it. It's also a whodunit. And I was trying to see if anybody can pick up. It's got one of the most famous scenes ever that's been redone over and over again in comedic ways. Yep, Matt's got it. It's Ghost.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the whole pottery thing is the scene I'm talking about, obviously. Yeah, Ghost, for whatever reason. Like, I watched that movie 100 times as a kid. I don't know why. Like, when I think back on it, I think, yeah, it's a fun movie and there's some fun parts into it. But for whatever reason, it's that one that, like, when you're a kid, there's some movies that get on rotation.
Yeah.
And it became one of those, But the whole thing with, Whoopi Goldberg's whole character, that's one of her best stuff she's ever done. The whole, like, being able to move stuff, he's figuring out who killed him, all that stuff. It's just so good. It's so well done. It's an interesting story all the way through. And then you really feel that, like, her pain, Demi Moore's like mourning in that felt really real. Yeah. So it was just really well done. I like the movie a lot. I'd still watch it today. And still recommend it. I think it holds up.
It's a good one. It was not on my list at all. I never was drawn to it. Like, you watched it once, it was like, okay. Yeah,
that's going to be the case for a lot of movies, right? Sometimes it gets in there and it like sticks and whatever.
Yeah.
So I think I liked also the occult idea back then, like ghosts and talking to them and stuff. I was interested in that kind of thing. So
yeah, it was really neat. I think, but
she might have. She might have gotten a supporting actor, maybe.
I'm not a big Whoopi fan. I think 14-year-old me just wasn't in love with it, right? Like at that moment, the romantic kind of thing. But there are the moments that stick out, like when he's figuring out how he can move stuff, right? Like that was
pushing the little penny.
Yeah, that's cool. But like as a I don't know, maybe revisit it now and see it with different lens. But at the time,
there was even like a few moments of like scariness where like the shadow creatures came out to try to get the bad guys and stuff, and like there was some cool moments to that movie.
Yeah. Good pick. Yep. Yeah. Evan, jeez.
All right, so that's my number 4, and since we're snaking, I'm going to do my number 3. This is interesting. I don't think we're going to have any crossovers.
We might not. I know my top 2, probably not.
There's a possibility for one. So
okay.
We'll see.
Okay. We'll see.
But My number 3 is, in some cases, I like this better than part 1, but I would never quite for sure say it. But Predator 2
Okay.
is so well done. And I love the different take on it. They didn't try to remake Predator 1. They did it in a different way. There was a different story with it, different feel. It wasn't Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was like a cop who looked really tired just running down a block.
Yeah.
You know? And,
Yeah.
and the people were they felt a little more, I don't want to say relatable, because, you know, they were still like weird cop people and stuff, but they just felt a little more like they weren't commandos out in the forest kind of thing. They were people in the city, people in the subway getting in, all this stuff. It felt a little more closer to home, I guess, if you had a Predator in the city, and it was really cool. It also had, I saw this at this age, and I should not be watching movies like this at this age.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about that earlier today, actually, that I'm pretty sure I saw Terminator like when I was 8.
Good. That's good.
Maybe 9.
Yeah.
Well, I had a brother who was 7 years older than me, so I just watched whatever he watched.
Right. Sure. It's on. You're watching it.
It turned out fine. It's fine.
Sure, yeah. No, you're totally fine.
But anyway, Predator, there's lines in Predator 2 that I even say, of course you say get to the chopper from the first one and stuff like that.
Okay.
But there's just lots of fun stuff from that movie. I like it. Plus they snuck in the little alien skull.
So
in there.
I wanted to point out, my favorite part of that movie was in that ship when you see the alien skull as a trophy in the background. And that was way before AVP. Like, that wasn't a comic. That wasn't the movies. Like, that little nod there was really cool. Good night, Steven.
Yeah, I don't think they did any connecting until that. And then I think Valiant Comics is the one that connected them.
That was so.
Yeah.
It was just.
Could be
It was
wrong.
such an Easter egg for no reason, because there was nothing.
No,
As
so
far
good.
as I know, there was nothing planned. There was nothing out about it. They weren't like, how do they even connect? And all of a sudden, you see the alien head on the ship, and you're like, wow.
Yeah.
It was a good movie. It wasn't as good as one for me, but
They're very close. I think I still put 1 ahead, but
that-
there's some about 2 that I love.
my favorite part was the skull, because that was such a cool moment. You're like, wait, was that? And you're like, yep, sure was. Kind of like seeing the Infinity Gauntlet in Odin's chambers, right? Like,
Right. And Thor.
holy
Yeah.
shit, yeah. But that was all planned, obviously. But
Right.
just a cool little Easter egg in the back that was like, wow, that's neat.
Yep. So that's my number 3.
Cool, that was a good one. All right, so then why don't I go? Do I go there? I gotta go there, right? This would be 3,
If only you'd planned this out ahead of time.
2, 1. They're really close, though. There's really good ones here. I'm just trying to figure out which one is better. All right,
I got my movie candy for this.
Nice. I got Mike and Ike's in the kitchen. I should have gotten them. I'm gonna go with a Tim Burton classic. Edward Scissorhands. Yep.
It's on the list. Yep.
I still love it. It was such a weird thing to watch, right? When you have what's his name?
John Depp.
No. Who's the father
Oh,
or his creator? Vincent Price.
there you go.
Right, to have Vincent Price as this thing, which you know him as, and it's still I'm young at this point, but like watching it again and again, like the history of who he is, and to have him as that character, right? And then you have Johnny Depp, who's playing this thing that has no idea what the hell is going on, and he plays it so well. It was a touching movie. It's a really touching movie. Yeah, Vincent Price was gold. His voice,
Yeah.
every time I hear his voice in Thriller, it's like. He's got
Oh, I know.
such an iconic voice. Ah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The whole cookie cutter way that the neighborhoods were done, like this is a style of movie.
yep. But and then you have this character who doesn't fit in, right? Who's just different, and it hits a little bit different now than it did back then. Back then, it was just, what am I even like? This is the coolest thing I've ever seen, with the snow and him cutting the lawn, like everything
Right.
about it. But it's classic. When you look at it, it's classic Tim Burton. It's exactly what you want from one of his movies. It's got that dark kind of grittiness. To it.
Yeah. I would almost argue that might be his most distilled Tim Burton. Like,
Sure.
I mean, there's a lot. You could say Beetlejuice and all this other stuff, right?
Yeah.
But there's just something that feels like that's the movie he wanted to make, and no one messed with it at all.
yeah.
Right? That's what it feels like, anyway. Like he got everything out that he meant to do.
Yeah.
I feel like I see the most of what he wanted to show in that one out of anything else. But
I think Batman Returns is probably the that for him, right? Because he got to do the Penguin in such a way that was like almost scary.
yeah, but he had to build upon what was already there. You know,
Sure.
like if he did the first one, right? But I mean,
Yep.
but he had to build upon what was already there for Batman and all that stuff. This one was like just out of, his own world kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, even like Frankenweenie, like that, I think that's him. Or he did one that was animated. I want to say it was Frankenweenie.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas is amazing. What was the other one? There was he did another one.
But that's what I mean is like even there, Nightmare Before Christmas, he has to have Santa Claus. He has to pull things that are already there. And
Sure.
Scissorhands, it just felt like everything was fresh.
Cool.
Everything was from his mind.
That was another
Horse
one.
Bride, right? Yep.
Yeah, it's I love it. I love it. I still love it. I think it's great.
Oh, he didn't direct Nightmare Before Christmas. I didn't know that.
That's what he did.
No.
Oh, he did.
But yeah, that's a good one. Scissorhands.
Yeah, everything down to Vincent Price. Like Winona Ryder played her character great. I think Johnny Depp I couldn't picture anyone else, obviously, because of him, but he played that character so well that like oblivious kind of what the hell is going on around me kind of thing. He's just like, I'm just being me. Like, this is just what I do. Yeah, Scissorhands is another classic.
All right, so we're bouncing. So what's your number 2?
Yeah,
We
this
still
is
haven't clashed.
No, this is where it starts. So my next two, I have some that I need to talk about, just because they're like right there.
You getting real personal now?
Yeah. Well, no, these I know we're not going to have on our list. This one I doubt you'll have. The next one I know you won't have. But when it first came out, I loved this movie. I don't think it holds up anymore. Oh, he's just a producer. Oh. I don't know if it would hold up, but I loved. It's kind of like got that.
Can I guess?
No, well, you can.
Okay,
But
good.
I'll give you one more thing, and then you can guess. It's got that Count of Monte Cristo revenge story that just sticks.
Huh. Okay. No, it's not my guess then.
I kind of in like not superhero, but there were comics made of this character. I don't know if it was a 6-run miniseries or not, but Matt nailed it.
Darkman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When I first watched it, I think I watched it immediately again. I loved it. It was so weird and so different and such a great revenge story. It's still for me. I think I would still enjoy it, but I don't know. Obviously, the CGI would be a little weird because, like you're talking about, like it was just there was some stuff that happened in that thing. But man, it was such a killer movie. Literally a killer movie. Yeah, Liam Neeson. Like, there's so much good in that movie. I haven't watched it in a while, so I don't know. I would recommend it, but I don't know if that recommendation would hold because I
haven't seen it in a while either. Yeah.
But I remember loving that movie. That movie was so great.
Yeah. I remember thinking like this was the first, because the one we're used to a year right before that was Batman, right? And then this one, it didn't have that gothic, like in another world feel. It felt like in our world. It felt a little too real, like a little more grittier, right?
Yep.
I was pretty impressed with it at the time, I remember. I would be interested in seeing it again to see how it holds up.
There were so many iconic moments that stick out, like him standing there and it's raining and he's in that like trench coat. There's so many things, images that still like I can recall, but I don't know if it would hold up, but I think it's worth. I would watch it again right now because I remember enjoying it so much.
Yeah, it's in my list. It's not my top 5, but yeah. So still no crossover yet, but
Okay. All right. Well, then I know we're not going to have any because you definitely don't have the next one on your list.
see, I thought you would have my number 1 on there. So
It might be on
We'll see.
here.
yeah, we'll see. All right, so my number 2. Yeah, I this is one again that as a 12-year-old you wouldn't think would care about this at all, but I love this movie. I still love this movie. I kind of want to watch it right now,
This
which is The Hunt for Red October.
it. Literally was underlined.
Is it? Is it your number 1?
My number 1, but it was another one I knew
Oh,
because that
okay.
movie is so good.
Oh, it's so good, and it still holds up. It still holds up so well. Roll your eyes past Sean Connery's awful, not even trying to sound Russian. He never once tried an accent. That's
Mhm.
fine. He's still Sean Connery. We all forgive it. And then move on to just an awesome movie that has all the right tension and political intrigue. It's still my favorite of the Jack. I almost said Jack Reacher. What's his name? Crap. Now it's out of my head. Jack Ryan. All the Jack Ryan stuff.
Yeah.
Although the recent series with John
Krasinski.
K something Krasinski, is amazing. So,
Oh, there you go.
yep, number 1. Well, this is my number 2. So,
Good pick.
we'll say, but yeah. So my number 2 is Hunt for Red October. Still holds up so well.
That's cool.
I guess you kind of at this point, if you were to watch it, you have to at least know about the Cold War a little bit, at least how that it existed. Because at the time it came out, of course, it was still
84, right? It takes place in 84.
yeah, it's supposed to take place like a little bit further back from whenever it came out. Yeah. But it was so fresh in everybody's mind that it just happened, right? So, but in today's world, if you get a 20-year-old and say, "Hey, watch this," they'll be like, "I don't understand. Why do we care about Russian submarines?" And you're like, "Okay, right. Let me tell you about a whole history you don't know about that you don't get to in history class." There's so much to cover.
There's so much tension in that movie that goes so well. It's done really well.
Oh,
Nice.
wow. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that was killer. Good pick.
This movie is why I know the the sound of the Russian at the time the Russian Soviet Union national anthem just because of this movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so I
That's
think
my
I'm
number
number 1 then. I'm going to mark it down. I think this is your number 1. Let's see.
It's probably going to be easily discovered. I think you'll pick it correctly.
It's either this or this, but I think it's
It's interesting. Go ahead. What's your number 2?
No, you got to go. I did my number 2.
Oh, okay. So I'm bouncing to my number 1. Okay. So you got either one or A or B. I'm guessing you have it because how do you not talk about Total Recall?
Okay, so I picked another one actually.
Oh, really? What
Yep.
was the? Well, we'll talk about that after your number 1 and stuff. But okay, so Total Recall. I just recently watched this, maybe about a year ago. Still holds up. It's awesome. There's so many parts that every single time my entire life someone says 2 weeks, I have to go 2 weeks. Like it's in my head. You go, open up that. It's all the little scenes, the opening up the hand. It's just in my head. It lives there forever.
Mhm.
It's an amazing movie. I wish, just Mars. Every time someone says Mars, it's in there. It's part of my being because I grew up with this thing so much.
Yeah.
I love this movie. It's great. And it's action packed all the way through. I recently watched someone new rewatching it and what they thought about it and stuff. It was fun to watch it through their eyes and stuff, but there's this, how do you put it? Like the pace of the movies back then is different than the pace now, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't think like there's always like this big action and then a little bit of story and stuff like that, and big action, a little bit of story, and then it ramps up at the end kind of thing. It's how it used to go. Now it's just like action, like it's a lot faster kind of thing. And people don't have patience for those longer moments where he's like just talking to himself on these scenes or talking to the guy with the one bead of sweat and stuff like that. But those are the moments that make this movie great. So yeah, Sharon. So, yeah. I mean, everybody in that movie was great.
Yeah, it was a good one. I remember the first time when they get not crashed on Mars, got ejected on Mars, or the planet, and they were suffocating. Basically, they couldn't get the air. My God, that was creepy as shit.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Give those people air.
Oh, my God.
My brother and I say that every single time we get in a car and want the air conditioning on.
Yeah,
it's just in the head. It's
yeah.
Oh, yeah. So
good pick.
Plus, it's got a lot of the good Schwarzenegger sayings and stuff, and see you at the party. I mean, like that's some cold shit to say to someone where you're throwing their arms back at them as they fall to it.
Yeah.
It's just overkill. But
good one.
Yeah. I can't let this list go without Total Recall. So.
It's a good pick.
All right. What's your number one?
All right. Well, I thought you were going to go with Dances with Wolves.
It's on there. It's actually my number 7.
Okay. That's the one I starred. I thought that would have been your number one. My number one, I'm not sure if maybe Matt knows about this one because of the movie buff. But I don't know if you know it. I've seen it. I don't know if anyone else has ever heard of it. It's called Mr. Destiny.
I don't know it.
Perfect. So it's Jim Belushi, who I adore. I think Jim Belushi is great. And the whole movie revolves around him wishing that he had hit this game-winning home run when he was a kid, right? And we fast forward. He has his life. It's not what he dreamed of, right? It's subpar to what he wanted, but he's fixated on the idea that if he had only done this one, like made a left instead of making a right, right? Then you enter Michael Caine. Michael Caine is the bartender. Michael Caine is the bartender.
Oh, I've seen this movie.
And Jim Belushi is talking about his troubles to the bartender, and then he gives him this little magic drink, and everything is different. It's as if he had hit that home run, right? And his life he's wealthy, he's got a smoking hot wife, like everything that whatever would have happened had he hit that home run. But he still wants, it ends up he realizes he just wants what he had. But he, one of the lines that Michael Caine says is something along the lines of, did you think everything would have been perfect or something like that? And I think we all go through, and obviously as a 14-year-old, this was not something that I'm thinking about. And I had seen this afterwards, but we all think about, how things could be different if we had done something different or something like that. But then it's just going to be different. Then there's going to be something else, like the grass is greener kind of thing. The movie it's still got a great meaning behind it. It's still, for me, it works. It's got that little bit of nostalgia because I remember watching it growing up, but it still has a heartfelt message behind it if you watch through it. And I think of all the movies that were there, I think that's the one. TMNT is fun, Darkman was fun, Hunt for Red October was fun, but this one's actually got an impactful message, I think. And I think of all of them, that was, I don't know, of all the ones that were here, I think that was the one that stood out to me the most. So.
Yeah, I actually remember this movie now that you're talking about it. I saw a couple pictures as I pulled up that thing. I remember him in the tuxedo. He's outside at night for some reason. Something about a tree. I don't remember maybe he's near a tree or something. But I have vague memories of it, but I don't remember it. I remember liking it.
That was good. it's got that Scrooge kind of feel, right? Where like, let me show you what could be if you don't change your shit. But it's almost the opposite, right? Let me show you what would have happened if we did change your shit. Yeah, I love it. Also, I mean, it's young Belushi, and I still like him. I still think like he hits it pretty hard in that one. So
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. That's interesting that we did not have any crossovers, and I thought we would at least have one.
no, and I'm surprised there were some that I thought you would have a couple more on your list there. Like, whatever.
I mean, I'm sure they're sitting here on the list, you
Right.
know. Well, I mean, we can go through a bunch of these because some of these are fun just to talk about.
There were some really bad ones that came out in the 90s, but they're on my list because I remember them being so cool when I watched them, like Dick Tracy. Horrible
Yeah.
fucking movie.
Oh,
Horrible
yeah.
movie.
Oh, yeah.
But it was so much fun.
I loved it when I was a kid. I tried to rewatch it, I think, like early 2000s. I was like, oh my God, this is
So
such a
bad.
bad movie.
It's so bad.
But I loved it as a kid.
Yep, that was great as a kid. It was really fun. The
Did you ever
Witches-
see Quigley Down Under?
It's on. Yep, it's right there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel I hadn't seen it in so long, but I feel like I would still love this movie if I watched it
Yeah.
again.
I was one of my dad's favorites. My dad showed it to me.
That was
He's
great.
like, Mike, you got to watch this movie. So I watched it. I loved it.
That's true. We do. I have the Dick Tracy watch right here
There you go.
with
I
a
saw some of the
Boba
figures.
Fett band.
Yeah, Al Pacino was horrific. I mean, there was not good. There was not much good in that movie at all. Really
Which
wasn't.
movie?
In Dick Tracy.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, Dick Tracy.
Very strange that they got him, and also Warren Beatty.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, Tom Selleck in Quigley Down Under. That I really enjoyed that movie. My dad had the gun.
Really?
Like, yeah, like
Wow.
when he showed me it, like I was like, holy shit, that's like it's in the movie. Not the same one, but same
Right.
model,
Yeah.
not the one from the movie. But yeah, that movie, I think I would still enjoy it, I think, watching it now. Also, you'd have a hell of a nostalgia factor because my dad showed me that movie. So
That's right.
Yeah.
Madonna was in it.
oh god.
I remember I just discovered that movie on TV as one would during the 90s. I was just like, oh, here's a movie. And I liked Westerns and stuff like that. Every now and then I did. But I was like, okay, I'll watch this. And I was just intrigued. Oh, it's in Australia. That's strange. And, you know.
Yeah, Quigley.
And then, of course, you got Hans Gruber. What's his name?
Jeremy Irons.
No, the guy that played Hans Gruber.
I always confuse the two.
Why is his name not popping in my head?
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman. Thank you. Alan Rickman is the bad guy, so you know,
Yeah.
gotta love that.
Yeah. Quigley-
Yeah, and of course the whole moment of said I didn't have much use for him. Didn't say didn't say I didn't know how to use him. Yeah, that's I love that moment.
His name is literally Hans Gruber. Yep.
Basically, yeah. That's funny. Trimmers came out this year too.
Tremors came out this year. Yep. Did
Trimmers
you ever
was
see the
fun.
movie The Witches?
The Witches. No.
About that kid that got turned into a mouse and there's this coven of witches. It's
Oh.
oh my god, it's creepy. It's scary. Like it literally scared me.
He played himself in
Oh.
Die Hard.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. What's some other ones?
There's one reason why I want to talk about this. Because in 1996, I just lost his name. Oh my god, what's his name?
Oh wow. Trimmers is this number 2.
What's his name? Kenneth Branagh. Jesus. You know Kenneth Branagh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of a. Is he British?
Yes, very British. Yep, very classically trained. He directed and starred in a version of Hamlet in 96. Very traditional, very classic, like read it the way it's supposed to be read. Like, this is Hamlet. This is the interpretation of Hamlet. Cool. But in 1990, Mel Gibson was in Hamlet. And it was directed by the guy that did the original Romeo and Juliet. the classic Romeo and Juliet.
Mhm.
But one of my interpretations going through English education, and the reason why I loved it so much, is I feel you and I, proverbial, can read a thing and have two completely different interpretations of that thing. You could
Yeah.
read a sentence with a certain amount of inflection, and I read it a little bit differently. So in 1990, Hamlet came out with Mel Gibson, and I watched this obviously later, right, when I'm going through a whole bunch of shit. But he played the character of Hamlet in such a way that made you think he wasn't bonkers. Like he almost would, his little asides, he would look at the camera and talk to you almost as if like, watch what I'm about to do to these people. And then he'd go do this shit to these people. And he'd almost look at you like, see? And he played it as if he was just fucking with everybody. Not that he was out of his mind. But then Kenneth Branagh plays it like he was out of his mind. And most people interpret Hamlet as just being a little bit crazy. Like he was just a little nuts. But it can't, and yes, it still comes across that way. But he played it in such a great way that those two versions, if you watch them like back to back, it's so well done, as bonkers as Gibson is, or was. I don't know if he's really turned the corner yet. It's such a great version of that story. I can't believe it came out in 1990. I watched it so much later, but it was so well done. Like his reading of the character is phenomenal.
I don't think I ever saw it.
Really, it probably is hard to watch. I mean, it's a Shakespeare, right? It's Hamlet. There's a lot of stuff,
1990.
right? But it's a period piece, so 1990 doesn't really affect it too much.
Sure, I'm just thinking production wise. Like
Sure.
it's gonna be.
Yeah, it's got a play,
Yeah.
right? It feels like you're watching a souped up play kind of thing. But man, he did such a great job of that thing.
Was Pump Up the Volume in 1990? Because if so, I want to add that to my list. Do you remember Pump Up the Volume?
I remember Pump Up the Volume. I don't know if that
With
was
Christian
19
Slater? Well,
Yeah.
Matt mentioned it over here.
Oh,
I'm going to check real quick. Pump.
yeah.
So I think if I were to rewatch this movie, it was 1990. Okay, so I'm amending my list to stick that in between somewhere.
So
Yep, Christian Slater.
Branagh did Thor. That's why when you watch Thor, you get a very regal, very classic Shakespearean type of thing because Branagh did it.
Interesting.
Mhm.
But yeah, the Pump Up the Volume was that, Talk Hard, that whole thing where he like you can't do that anymore. Like no one would ever be able to do that anymore, like make their own radio channel and then it become popular in the high school and meaningful to everybody, and you just can't do it. Everybody has their own access now. In fact, I think the end of the thing is you start hearing people have their own radio show, like talking is like everybody should have their own radio show and talk. And now we see what that is. It's Facebook basically, or Twitter, or whatever other social media, TikTok. And maybe everybody shouldn't have their own radio show. So,
Good
Yeah.
move. That was a good one.
oh yeah, he plays a really good Detective Poirot.
Yeah.
Although David Suchet is the Poirot that I love.
I love Branagh. Branagh's great.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people mention Goodfellas. It's such a classic.
Mhm.
But I didn't see it until maybe 5-6 years later. Like I said, I was 12 in 1990. So,
Sure.
some movies got held back from me.
Yeah.
Kindergarten Cop.
Yep. Another classic.
That was a fun one.
They're on there. I mean, definitely some of the ones you mentioned, and definitely some of those. But like Days of Thunder.
Yeah, I think I
Well-
watched it once. I'm not even sure I saw all of it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I should watch it again.
No, I don't know. I mean, it's good. I don't know if it's today
Perfect.
good. But,
You don't know if it's today good.
I don't know if it's today good. King of New York.
Which one is that one?
Oh man, with what's his name? Christopher Walken.
Oh, I don't think I
He's
saw
a
it.
drug dealer, and he gets out of prison. And he's like just messing with the drug stuff to give back to the community. Like he's like, it's just so good.
Ooh, this one looks fun. Oh wow, it's got a young Lawrence Fishburne in it.
Yeah. You don't really like, I would not have appreciated that at 14. Like a lot of what's going on in that movie would just fly over me, but it's a great one.
Wow. I just watched Dune 2 with Christopher Walken in it. It's hard to get the comedy part of Christopher Walken out of my head now when I see him, like take him seriously anymore.
Yeah.
So that might be an issue too.
That's a good compare. That works. It's got a lot of that feel, right? The Top Gun crew and
I
the
think that's maybe why I didn't see it. It's because Top Gun was okay for me.
Yep.
It wasn't in my top list in the 80s. It was okay. There was nothing wrong with it. Dances with Wolves, you're right, is very close to my top list, though.
Mhm.
That was a beautiful movie.
Mhm.
And it would not hold up today because they don't make 3-hour movies of someone standing out in grass
Mhm.
anymore. But
Nope.
it's a really slow movie. But
Mhm.
you know, there's a lot of stuff like that in early 90s,
Yep.
and they're really excellently done.
Well, it's also a Kevin Costner thing, right? Like look at Tombstone. Tombstone's a great movie, right? Val Kilmer, and like it's awesome. But then you got Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp.
Yeah.
It's a much longer story, right? But it gives you so much more. It gives you so much more in depth.
Yeah, unfortunately, it came out the same year and just after Tombstone.
Right.
And this isn't 1990 when that's
No. But like
was that
Kevin
95? I think.
Kevin Costner was known for having those marathon
Yeah.
types of movies. That
I like
had
The Postman.
a- Yep.
He directed Dances with Wolves too. I think. Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty Woman came out this year.
Pretty Woman?
That was surprising to me. I thought Pretty Woman was like mid 90s.
90.
Very surprising. Trimmers we talked about. I got Edward Scissorhands on here as well.
Yeah.
Die Hard 2 was
Mhm.
okay. It's my third favorite Die Hard, so it didn't make the list.
Well, speaking of Die Hard 2, and it was already brought up in the comments.
You took out sequels, didn't you?
I sure did. So, and these are in order. You ready?
Yep.
So technically, the oldest sequel from 1990, the oldest as it being a sequel, the original was from 1977, and it was called The Rescuers. And then
animated.
the
Okay.
Disney movie, and then in 1990, The Rescuers Down Under came.
Oh,
Good movie, but it was a sequel. So that was in 77. Then we jumped to 1984. The original came out. In 1990, the sequel came out. 84 originally was Gremlins. 90 was Gremlins 2.
that did not make my list because Gremlins 2 never really happened.
Gremlins 2 happened in 1990.
Nope.
Also in 1984 was The Never-Ending Story. And in 1990, Never-Ending Story.
Again, another one that never happened. Nope.
But it did in 1990.
Not my world.
So then you jump from 84 to 86. 86 had Troll 2.
Oh God.
Right.
Seriously?
Yep.
That
that's
made
right.
your list?
No, I'm just looking at like 1990 was the year of sequels. Holy shit.
There was a lot of sequels, yeah.
Delta Force 2. Chuck Norris. Delta Force, nothing?
Yeah.
So that was 1986.
Oh God. Have you seen this? Sorry, not to interrupt you, but this Key and Peele
Yes.
sketch for the Gremlins 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Sorry.
Yeah, The Rescuers. I just recently we watched this because of Disney, and it was on, and I was like, oh, let's watch this again. I really enjoyed that movie.
You know, I've never seen either one.
Rescuers is good. It's a classic now. It's 77. But the Rescuers Down Under was really good. Problem Child was John Ritter, wasn't it? Problem Child.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Problem
All right,
Child.
so 86 was Troll, 90 was Troll 2. 86 was Delta Force, 90 was Delta Force 2. 87 was Three Men and a Baby. 1990 was Three Men and a Little Lady. 87 was Ernest Goes to Camp. 90 was Ernest Goes to Jail. 87 was Predator. 90 was Predator 2. 87 was RoboCop. 90s was RoboCop 2. 88 was Die Hard. 90 was Die Hard 2. 88 was Young Guns. Young Guns 2 in 90.
Young Guns too. Yep.
Child's Play was 88. Child's Play 2 was 1990. 48 Hours was 88. Another 48 Hours was when I was going through and I saw
Wasn't Beverly Hills Cop 3 in there as well, or 2 maybe?
I didn't see it in 1990.
Might have been 91 or something.
The amount 89 was Look Who's Talking, and then Look Who's Talking 2, which arguably was a better one. But you had all of these twos. Then you had in 1990 Godfather 3, Back to the Future 3, Exorcist 3, Chainsaw 3, Rocky 5. Like if 1990s was anything, it was the year of sequels. It was amazing. Some of them a year after, 2 years after, 3 years after their banger of a start. It was unbelievable how many sequels came out in 1990.
2 of my top 5 are sequels.
I know.
Yeah.
Like
Predator 2 and Back to the Future 3. Yeah.
Yep. I don't think I would have put Predator 2 and Back if I had left my sequels. I don't think any of these would have made it on there. Maybe Rescuers. But anyway, like I just felt like, holy crap, there were a lot of sequels that came out in 1990.
I guessed whenever my first one was Back to the Future 3, and you kind of made a face, I was like, oh, that's what it is. He left out sequel.
Yeah, and then Andrew said something, and then Matt confirmed it. Yeah, it just seemed like there were a lot of fucking sequels in 1990.
Yeah. Oh, I think Matt mentioned Misery.
Misery was
such a good one. Although I think at the time I didn't see it until maybe a few years later.
Yeah,
like, pretty sure I saw it on VHS, like 94, maybe something like that, 93.
Yeah.
But still, what a crazy movie! Great.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, after I finished 1990, I was like, how am I going to pick one movie out of this list? And then I went to 91, and dude, I kept pages. This is only up to 96, and I have 4 pages. And I was like, okay, we got to do this by year. We can't do this the whole decade.
If I had to pick one off my list, it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That would have been my one for.
That was your number 5
because I wanted to talk about.
Because you don't do it in order. Okay. Well, my number 1 is Total Recall. So, but yeah, it's hard. The hardest part was like if I have to pick one off of 1990.
Yeah.
And I say Total Recall. Does that mean I can't talk about The Hunt for Red October?
Mm-hmm.
That's such a huge part of like me growing up watching it with my dad and my brother and all that. It's like, yeah.
It's hard.
He made scared me forever. Yeah. She was awesome.
There's what's the TV series that had young Kathy Bates in it? It was pre-Misery. We meet her in.
I didn't know that was a thing.
No, there is. It's it's not called Misery. It's called. The fuck is it called? Somebody knows about this. It was. I think it was on Netflix. Maybe Netflix, but it had her as a young Kathy Bates. I don't remember the actress, but it had a young Kathy Bates in it. But it took place in a town where there was like, I don't know, weird shit happening, like not mind control. What was it? I forgot what it was. Anyway, it was a really interesting series.
The Hobbling, yeah.
Oh,
ooh, that's the most. There are a few movies that have a moment that like sticks with you forever. And that moment in that movie.
God, when she walked in with the sledgehammer.
Yeah. And it's putting the blocks with the legs. Oh, no.
Oh, God.
Oh, nope.
Yeah. So bad. So bad. No, it wasn't Twin Peaks. I forgot what it was called. I'll have to go back and look.
Interesting. I didn't know they did that. It's a Netflix show.
It was a Netflix.
Kind of like they did the Bates Motel kind of thing.
No, it wasn't that.
No, I mean it's like that kind of idea, like they have a series happens before the movie kind of thing or something.
Yeah, but she was introduced. I think it was the second series or second season. She was introduced as a character, like she came to town, kind of thing, and then we learned a little bit about her pre-story. But it also had what's his name, Tim Robbins, in it, and it's almost as if Tim Robbins is playing his character from Shawshank, and he's in this village. Like there's nods to him being that character, and that's where he went. No, not 6 Feet Under. It was newer. It was newer.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Tim Robbins was in it. He owned this like hardware store. I want to say it was a hardware store in this town. I don't know. It was interesting. It was cool. I liked it. No, it wasn't Harry's Law.
Well,
Making you
luckily
work.
they have this thing called the internet.
Yeah, my internet sucks, so I can't. I don't want to look it up.
Yeah, Dark Waters, Here and Now, The Brink, Perfect Day, Welcome to Me. I'm trying to look at things that are recent, but
Like Tim Robbins.
Castle Rock.
Castle Rock. That's it. Castle Rock. Because I think it had a lot of what's his name's stuff in it. Not American Horror Story. It's Castle Rock.
Psychological horror series set in the Stephen King multiverse.
There you go.
Interesting.
Yep. Castle Rock was really good.
Except Shawshank really isn't in the horror multiverse, right?
No.
Like it's his story, but it's not a horror movie.
No, I think he's just playing a character in there. Like he's a character in his whatever. It's not actually what's her name that plays Kathy Bates.
Kathy Bates is the actor's name.
Right. It's not she plays the character.
Yeah,
it's not
it's not Kathy,
she's not in
It's someone younger than Kathy
yeah,
Bates.
it wasn't a younger Kathy Bates. It's the younger Kathy
Right.
Bates character from Misery that was in it. Sorry, Evan. But thanks for looking up IMDb for that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Castle Rock was good. Castle Rock was good. It was interesting. Kind of predictable at times, but for the most part, it was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I found it by looking up Tim Robbins,
There you go.
since he specifically said that actor was in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's our list. 1990, great start.
Mhm.
I don't know when we'll revisit, but when we do, we'll do 91, and I already got a huge list for that. It's probably it's a little bit shorter actually, but some of these might even be better. There's some good ones in here.
I think eventually they're gonna go to 1999, which is just amazing. So,
Oh, 99 is just going to be incredible. So, yeah. And I am doing the no Star Wars, no Star Trek thing. So, episode 1 won't be on there, but it'll be there.
yeah.
It's always
Mhm.
there.
Mhm.
Oh, I showed this, by the way, on our Discord, but check this out. I found the other day my ticket
Oh yeah,
for
yeah.
episode 1 in 1999. This was my ticket for Star Wars episode 1. And then I have my episode 2 and this is episode 3 and episode 3. So yeah,
That's so
it's pretty
cool.
crazy. I kept all of those.
Yeah. Mine are somewhere. I have a ticket box. All my Dave concerts, all the hockey games, all the movies. But sometimes that it fades. You can't read it.
These are the only ones. What's funny? And this is how it's dated. It was kept in a tape deck.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's how it's old. It's in one of those.
That's good. That's good.
Those are the only tickets I've ever kept. But how
Well,
do
that means something. It's important. That's history right there.
were they in a I wish it'd be fun. All right. So after the 90s flashback, we're going to play Dice Miner, which you just played, right?
I did, and I beat West on Friday.
Yeah, I think last time we played this, you beat me too.
I do enjoy this game.
So I'm gonna have to avenge both me and West if possible.
Yeah, good luck. We're playing again
Yeah.
on Friday. It's in our prize and punishment series. This is the next game. So
I found out last time I played this, and it might have been on the show, that I'd been playing incorrectly.
awesome.
So, in the thing, whenever you forget what it is. It's like it's something like I was doing the amount of points you get for beating the black dice wrong or something. Forget what I was doing wrong.
Hazards? Yeah.
Oh, was it that you have to re-roll the hazards or something?
You can't use magic to reroll hazards.
Yes, that's what it was. You can't use magic to re-roll hazards.
You reroll
So
them.
you're
at
just
the end of the
stuck with
round.
them. Yeah. That's what I was messing up on. Is that I wanted to do that. And I found out, oh, I didn't realize I've been playing. Normally, whenever I mess up a rule in a game, it makes the game harder for me. Like I've been playing on hard mode, but this time I've been playing on. Oh, got a question.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, that's fun. So you could do like a Kevin Bacon thing.
Nice. Yeah, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. That's cool.
Yeah. I figured out at one point that I was like only 2 degrees away from Kevin Bacon because I met somebody who knew somebody who was on a movie with him. Like, I was like, oh, I'm like, that's cool. Of course, I'm not in a movie with anybody, so not really, but
Right. Yeah.
still fun to do that.
That's good. My taxi cab driver in the city 10 years ago worked in a movie studio 5 years before that. A guy that served lunch to a person that went to the post office for Kevin Bacon. Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
No.
Everybody's connected by at least 6 degrees. That's, that's the trick anyway.
That's good to know that exists. Although I still struggle with that one because I don't know the actress's name that played young Kathy Bates' character from Misery. It would only be Tim Robbins. So I would do what Chris did and just look up Tim Robbins movies until I found a name that was like, oh shit, that's it. But that could come in.
It was the Lizzie Kaplan who played Annie Wilkes. What's the character's name?
There you go. There it is.
So cool.
Yeah, geez, she was Misery was no joke.
So let's jump into Dice Miner. Do you you must love this game because you just played a few days ago
I did.
and you were like, hey, any of these games you want to play? I don't know why you included it in the list.
Because
If you've
it's
been
fun
playing
and
it times.
easy to teach, and it's a fun game.
That's not
There
right.
you go. Do that.
I'm getting the wrong thing.
We could watch your Misery through the whole game.
Oh, we have to add it to the stage. That's why.
That helps. Yep. There you go.
There we go.
Cool. All right. So for those that watch Friday's show, or I know I'm pretty sure we played this on the show before.
We have.
This is Dice Miner. Oh, look at those fingerprints. Jesus.
I didn't see it till you pointed it out.
Yeah, well, there they are. So Dice Miner, there will be a certain amount of dice up into this mountain, and we will be drafting these dice as long as they have a peak. Like if this is sitting up here, it's at the peak of the mountain. As long as there is an open peak, you are allowed to draft it, other than giving beer to other people to draft too, and I'll explain that in a second. But there are 5 different types of dice, and they all do and score different ways. The gems are the easiest. The gems have a 1 side, a 2 side. There is a 2 side. I swear there is. Where's the 2 side? The 2 side. Jesus.
There's
And,
only 6 options, dude.
I know. Well, I kept twisting it on the whatever.
Right.
There's a 1, 2, and 3. Every one of these dice have a beer, and I'll talk about the beer after. But they have a 1, 2, and 3. They're just the number of gems you get or the number of points you have. So this is worth 3 points. Unless you have a clear majority in gems, then your gem points are doubled. So if you have a clear majority, you get twice as many points. Otherwise, the number of gems are the number of points. The white dice are the rock slides. The pips are worth points as long as you have them in a run starting with 1. So if you have a die with a 1 and a die with a 2, that's worth 3 points. If you have a die with a 2 and a die with a 3, they're worth no points because you don't have the run starting with 1. So you want them to start with 1. They go up to 5. You can have multiple runs as long as they start with 1, and they're worth points based on the pips starting with 1 moving up.
I love that you put the camera attached to the table that you're touching so that every time you touch it,
Yeah. I forgot that happens, or I'll try not to touch it. Oh, there you go. 3. That's pretty good. The green one have a couple different things that go on with it. Not only does it also have a beer, but it's got a pickaxe and shovel, and it also has a dragon shield along with the beer. But the treasure chest I'll talk about in a second. So the pickaxe is really good if you have these hazard dice with rocks on them. It turns those rock slides into positive points. If you don't have this, these hazards, because they're hazards, are worth negative points. So right now this is worth -2 points because you have no way to protect yourself. If you throw in the pickaxes, it now protects you and turns them into positive points. Same thing with the dragon shield. If you have this with the dragons and no way to protect you, these are worth negative points. This happens to be -4. But if you have a dragon shield, it'll turn them into positive points. So that would be worth +4 points. In addition, you might have a second dragon shield, which means it's now your number of dragons ×2 or ×3 or ×4.
No.
Same thing with the pickaxes and the rock slides. They multiply. Again, the treasure chest I'll talk about in a second. So the hazards I kind of went over. These are worth negative points unless you have a way to protect yourself, which comes from the green dice. At the end of the round, there are 2 things that are going to happen. First, you're going to use your magic, which are your blue dice, to re-roll anything. I'm going to try and purposefully not shake the table. So every one of these circles that you see on there is a re-roll. If they are connected, you must re-roll that many dice. So for instance, this one that has 2 connected circles on it, you must re-roll 2 dice. You cannot choose to roll less. The caveat being you cannot use magic to roll hazard dice. It does not work.
Sorry. Does this mean Evan knows Brendan Fraser? That's cool.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, so does that make sense?
Are you talking to me? I already
Yeah.
know how to play this game. I haven't been listening.
You were the one that had the question with the magic.
Oh, yeah, I already knew that part.
All right, cool. So magic dice you would do before you score. So you can choose your magic to use them or not. If they are interconnected, you have to do that many dice. When you're done spending all your magic, you will then add up your points. You'll get points for your rock slide in rows. You'll get points for your gems, double if you have the majority. And then you get either negative points or positive points for your hazards. At the end of the round, when we're done with scoring, you get to re-roll all of your things. So everything you collect from the mountain, you will have throughout the game. And then at the end of the round, you re-roll everything, unless you have treasure chests. Treasure chests let you keep that many dice from re-rolling. So if you have a couple gems that have 3s on it and you have a couple treasure chests, you might want to keep some gems around because you don't have to re-roll them because it could go worse for you. So treasure chests let you keep stuff from round to round. The other thing, and as I mentioned, you will always be picking from peaks. So, for example, if it was Chris's turn, he could only take this green or this blue. However, there are beer on every one of the die. And before you pull from the mountain, you can give a beer by rolling it to somebody else. That now becomes theirs. But you can pull 2 from the mountain. And the only thing there is they need to have an open side. So, for example, if I gave this to Chris and it was my turn, I can take this because it has an open side. I'm not restricted to these 2 peaks anymore. I can take this one first. And then if you notice that one drops down, which opens up this one for an open edge, I can then take this one. And that would be my 2 dice on my turn. You have to give the beer away before your turn. Any
Pretty much
questions?
again. There's 3 rounds.
Yeah, 3 rounds. Any questions on your end?
My end?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is this? I wasn't paying attention.
I don't want you to say something later like, oh, you didn't explain that.
I already know how to play the game.
I know. So you say. So you say. Oh,
I've played it many times. Incorrectly, sure, but I've played it many times.
okay. All right. So let's do our character. Oh, don't look at this.
Okay. Oh, right.
So I'm gonna shuffle these.
Who goes first?
I'm gonna let you choose. Do you want to? Well, it doesn't matter. You can go first.
Okay. Who picks their character first?
Well, I'm gonna do this, and I'm.
Are we doing random?
Yeah, I'm going to do the same thing I did on Friday.
Yeah.
This will be number 1. Well, you're given 2 and you get to pick 1.
Okay, cool. I will take 1 and 3.
1 and 3?
Yep.
Cool. Those are my characters. Now you get to pick.
Oh, I said I would take 1 and 3.
Yeah, but that way I'm not cheating. You picked my characters. I haven't looked at these. You picked my character will be one of the 2 you just
1
picked.
and 4.
1 and 4. So these 2 are going away. All right. So you get to pick from the Prospector, which has a gem and.
You should have picked first before seeing mine. But
What? It doesn't matter.
I'll take the red one.
The Dragon Shield and the reroll.
Yep.
Okay, that is you. I
It's the
will.
best way.
I'm gonna pick the. I'm gonna do the Alchemist. So I get
I
3.
almost said do the blue one. That's funny.
There you go. Well, the other one was the Engineer.
That's a good one.
All right, so I'm doing the Alchemist. That's 3 individual rerolls. You have a reroll and protection from dragons.
Yep.
Which is good for this.
And I'm going first.
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. I will take the
Everything-
2
Is
treasure
everything clear for you? Is this
Yeah.
okay?
That's it. I'll take the 2 treasure chests, please.
Double treasure chest. Okay. Why don't I do? It kind of blows.
Beer.
I kind of want to take the beer, but kind of screws a lot of stuff up.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the 3.
Yeah, figured you would.
Mm-hmm.
I know why you're taking the 3. Fine, I'll take the beer. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and now I will give you the beer.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, good. Nice and useless for you. And I will take the 1 that's on top.
Really?
Yep. And then the shield that's next to that one.
Hmm. Okay. Interesting. All right, I'm going to take the beer.
I think you could just take beer. I'll take the reroll in the middle. Yeah. Come on, 2.
Ugh. There is a lot of dragons on the board, though.
Yep.
It's not good. And there's no green. Like, there's no way to protect it. So
Nope.
that's rough. So either I take the negative points or I let you have it. This is not going to go well. Okay, so I'm just going to take this. And I'm going to take this.
Which one did you take?
I took 2 that
You
were.
take all the gems, basically.
Yep, because they're all going to be doubled. So I got to make up your dragon points somehow.
All right. I'll take the left 3.
Yeah, you need the 3. That sucks.
Yep.
All right. Let's do. I'll take the beer.
All right, give me dragons.
That is not good. It is not good.
That's good.
Nope. All right. I'll do the 2.
Give me dragons.
Yeah. Let's do.
Chris is, that character does not look like me.
That's got the beard
I don't even have a beard.
and a bald head and a massive scar.
I have a goatee. Yeah, big old scar. I guess if I sleep on my pillow just right, sometimes I have a like good imprint. All bald men look the same, I guess.
All right. Let me take a beer.
I look just like Patrick Stewart. I know. I'll take the beer.
Stop it. don't know where you want to put that. I guess I have to take this.
Dragons. Actually, yeah. Instead, I'm going to give you the beer and then take the dragon and the gem. Did you freeze up? Looks like Mike froze up. Actually, I don't know if I froze up or if he's the one that froze up. Wait, no, I'm seeing his table move. Maybe he's just holding very still because he doesn't like. Yep, he's there. Okay. Oh, there you go. You're moving.
Yeah, I'm back. My internet went down to 1 bar and decided
That's
to
fine.
just mess with me. So
Yeah, I want to give you the beer, and I'll take that dragon and that gem.
right, okay. So beer comes my way, which is dragons, and we take this. Okay. So that finished out the round.
Yep.
Cool. So first thing we get to do is use our magic.
Mhm.
This is a lot of points. This is not good at all.
Yeah, I don't think I want to use my magic, actually. Pretty happy
I'm-
with. Oh, you know what? I'll use. Oh no, because it. So okay, so this is the rule. If I use that 2 magic, yeah, thanks. If I use that 2 magic, I have to do it on 2 different dice,
Correct.
right? And I'm so happy with all of these dice, except I think I could sacrifice the chest just in case the shield comes up. It's 1/6 chance, but yeah, let's do it. That one
Yeah.
and the gem.
You gonna roll these 2?
Yeah.
Okay. You also have a 1 reroll right here.
I know. I'm gonna save it for whenever I mess up real bad here.
Okay. So this is being used.
Oh, got me some gems. That's nice. And let's go ahead and use my 1 reroll on the green beer.
Cool.
Eh. That's fine.
That's fine. All right. So I have 3 individual rerolls. I can't reroll the magic. I'm not rerolling the gems. I'm gonna.
Oh, you should reroll the gems, definitely.
I'm not. I'm gonna roll this and get a 1. Nope, I got a 3.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna reroll. This is my second. Nope.
No once, no once, no
No.
once.
This one as my third. Nice.
Ah, boo.
That's good. So these
Yeah, that
are
was a chunk of points right there.
yeah, that
10
helps.
points with that roll.
That helps. All right, so we're gonna do yours first. Your run is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you get 6 points for your rock slides. You get 3 points for your gems, and then you get oh my god, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times 2, so 16 for your dragons.
Yep. No,
Okay.
no, it's times 3. No, it's times 2. You're right.
God, where's the 3?
It's not. Never mind. You're
Oh,
right.
scared me. All right, so 16 and 9 is 25. That makes sense.
Sure. 16. Yeah.
16
I look more like my character than Mike does. I don't know. Mike's got the hair.
the character. What?
You got
My
the
hair.
long hair.
But I cut it. Look,
Oh, okay. Well, that's longer than mine.
it's gone. It's actually right here in a ponytail.
I'm-
Because I had to do the lines because I lost to.
Oh,
West.
right. That's
Yeah.
funny. I forgot. Let me see him. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Hard
So
to see. Yeah.
it's if you look at it,
Hold on,
the,
show him again.
the reason I pointed, the reason I chose this
Oh, jeez.
style is it's 2 lines, and there's you see the little like the slope, I guess.
Sort of.
It's got 4 points. So it's 2 lines and 4 points, so it's 42.
Nice.
I know.
Well,
I-
it's kind of fitting that we did 1990 with the
Right.
hairstyle. Yeah. You should have done the bricks like Vanilla Ice. When's his movie come out?
Yeah, Jesus.
Cool as Ice, I think it was called. Oof.
Don't want to talk about it. All right, so
You don't want to
my-
ruin future lists.
Nope. So I get 10 points for my rock slides. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 2. So I get 14 for that.
Yeah.
You get -2 for that, which is not fantastic.
So what's your total for the round?
22. So you got me by 3.
Woo! All
Yeah.
right. Good game. I win.
Yeah, right. Oh,
Yeah, my worry now is what those hazards are about to turn into.
right. So now we re-roll. I'm going to move my stuff over.
But I got green dice, so I
Correct.
might be all right.
Yep. Had
So
you,
everything gets re-rolled.
if you had treasure chests, you can keep them. You don't. So all this Gets re-rolled.
I have treasure chest.
Now you have treasure chest. So there's your rock slides. You have a gem. You have both hazards. So good luck. I mean, that's nice that you got that though.
Well, I'm already covered.
You got covered on both of those. So
Yep.
good job. And then you got a magic beer.
A magic beer. How about that, Lieutenant Dan? Magic beer.
All right. So I got this and this and this. I got this, which is not good. I get to start with a cup of beer. That's good. And then I got a 2, 3, and a couple 5s.
It's gonna be hard to beat you on gems at this point.
I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. I'll tell you.
Mhm.
All right. So these go on.
Man, do better.
It's all random.
Mm,
Oh.
I don't know. I think if I did it, it would have been better.
I'm sure it would have.
Is it lowest score goes first?
Yep. So from round to round, it's whoever has the lowest score. 22 is lower than 25, so I get to go first. And I'm going to
John?
give you. I'm going to give you a beer. Hey, John. There's a 3, which you don't need. Fantastic. And I'm going to take this 1 and this 4.
Already causing trouble.
Uh-huh. And you go.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Let's give you. Yeah, I see that. Let's give you the black beer.
Thanks.
I like to throw hazards your way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Great.
nice. That's wonderful.
That's not good.
And then I'm going to take the green shield.
Okay.
And then I'm going to take the. Ooh, let's see. That's bad for you. It's good for me. I'll take the 1 gem.
Okay.
I'm going to give you some kind of competition there.
All right. Interesting.
Beer me up.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna.
Figured you would. Nice.
Good. But
Fell
I'm
for
gonna
my
take-
trap.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna take this double. Yeah, that's gonna happen. And then I'm gonna take this green.
Hoping that you're going to roll something to help you out.
Yeah, I'd like that.
I was going to take that green so you couldn't do that.
Oh yeah, I don't want you to do that.
Yeah. All right. Let's give you a magic beer.
Ooh, yes. Give me more magic so I can roll that treasure chest thing a couple more times. Damn it!
I'll see it again. All right. Let's see. I need. Oh, you took it, didn't you? All right. I'll take the 5 at the top,
Okay.
and I'll take the 1 next to it. So I want you starting another one.
Okay. That was a weird pick, but whatever.
You're a weird pick.
Yes, I agree. All right. So what do I want to take out of this?
All right. Hey, yeah.
What do I want to take out of this?
You don't want any of that.
No, it's all garbage. That's all. Do I care about? Yeah, I'm just going to take this beer. All right.
Okay. Let's see. I will take the 3 that's at the far right.
Okay.
Yep. Your turn.
You didn't want to give me the beer first?
No.
Thanks. God, these are all garbage. All right. I'm going to take. Do I take 2 things? Yeah. I'm going to give you.
Jim Beer.
No, I don't want to give you the gem. I'm going to give you the magic. Cool.
Oh my god.
And I'm going to take this
It's lame.
and this. Okay.
Taking all the magic.
Yep.
I'm a bitch.
Taking magic out of the mountain.
Fine.
I have this. I went to the Prices Right, one of the live shows when I was in California, and I got the magnet. I got coasters that looked like the Plinko chips, and I got the he's got a name, I forget his name, but I got the mountain climber guy from that game on my fridge. You might be able to see it when I'm home on the fridge, or remind me, I'll show you next time.
I'll take the black beer.
You still don't want to give me a beer for 2?
Nope.
Okay, black beer it is. You're gonna roll that to me, aren't you? You shit.
What? No.
Yeah, my ass no. I'm gonna take this 5.
All right. Now I will give you the black beer as predicted.
Of course you will.
Come on, hazards.
Suck it.
Stupid. All right. Give me the other black beer
Why are you not taking that for 3 points?
because it's negative 3 points to you.
Okay.
And I'll take the white beer.
All right. So then you give that, and I get 2. That's gonna suck too. But then you have to give me a thing. Okay, I'm gonna take a 3.
Okay. I'll take the 3 points. 3 hazard. Sorry, 3 hazard on the right.
Oh, you are. Okay. All right.
Just in case you roll a green.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't count on that though, so I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll take that point.
Yep. Okay. So your magic, you have 1. What would you like to do?
Oh, let's see.
You could roll magic as the magic.
know.
You get more
I thought
magic.
about it. My luck, I just roll another beer. Let's roll.
Your
know what?
one is only this, just so you know.
Let's roll the. Let's roll the black die.
You can't.
Oh, that's right. Boo.
That's
Should have. Hey, give me my 1. I get that 1 point.
Yeah. Sorry.
You know what? Let's roll the white beer. Maybe I'll get a 2 in there. That'd be nice.
Okay. You don't want to roll one of these to try and get a 3.
Now
I'm just gonna. Oh, you see. it.
another white beer, dude. Your rolling's killing me.
Yep. I'm trying. All right, so you're done. I
Yep.
have 3 individual rerolls. So the first thing I'm doing is rolling this.
You have 4 individual rerolls.
4 individual rerolls. So there was 1. There's 2. Come on.
Beer.
3. Come on.
Hold it. Beer again.
Ha!
Oh, come on.
On the 4th roll. So that means this is all useless. This is all useless.
I'm glad I took that 3 then.
Okay, so there's that. All right, so we go
Looks like
to you. Rock slides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 7 points. Gems, you have 2 points. And your hazards are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for this. And then 8, 9, 10, 11 because of that. Right? This is 4.
Yeah.
This is 7.
Dragons are doubled, yeah. Yeah.
Right. So you have 11 plus 2 is 13 plus 7 is 20 with your 25 from last time. So you're sitting at 45 points. I
Better this time. Yeah.
I definitely did. I have 15 points for my rock slides. I have 4, 5, 6 times 2, 12 points for my gems. And my hazards got turned into plus 4.
Boo.
So I'm sitting at 27, 29, 30, 31. And 31 and 22 is 53. So after 2 rounds, I'm at 53. You are at 45. All of my stuff gets re-rolled. You have 3 treasure chests. What would you like to keep?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let's keep the. Oh, that's rough. Let's keep the pickaxe because I like the safety
Okay, 1.
with all these hazards I got here.
Mhm.
And let's keep. I had 2 or 3.
You have 3.
I have 3. Okay, let's keep the green shield. It's nice to double those. And let's keep a 1.
That is very interesting. All right. So this all gets re-rolled for you. This is the part that's really fun, like getting to roll all of these dice.
Yep.
I'm gonna move those down.
Nice. Man,
Not
start
horrible.
3 sets.
Not horrible.
Ooh, look at the dragons. I like me some dragons.
I don't know how to do this now. So your 1s are there. Your 2 is there. Your 2 is there. Okay, so that's not bad. You have a beer, a gem, beer. Jesus, that's going to be bad. Beer.
Maybe you got some greens now.
Not going to be good. That's for sure.
Can you scoot mine a little bit more? I can't see.
Yeah, I'm going to move this over here
There you go.
instead.
Cool.
So that's that for now.
All right.
And then you have that for there, that for there, that for there, that you can do your magic
A
with.
nice reroll in there. Nice. All right.
Mine,
That's a lot of beer.
that is a lot of beer.
You didn't have any treasure chests.
You get to pick first. I did not have any treasure chest, no.
You have
Okay,
only
all right.
You got some treasure chests that are completely pointless this round.
Completely useless. But I have magic that I can reroll them with, so
Fair
that's
enough.
good. 2.
And you got a lot of gems going on there.
I got a lot of
I like it.
I got a lot of things going on too. Look at this.
Oh,
Uh-huh. Couple
brutal.
beer, another beer. My rock slide's gonna hurt me at some point, I'm sure.
and this is all just random.
Yep. Magic. Gem. Dragons. Treasure chests, which are useless. Okay, cool. So that's where we're sitting.
All right.
For later. Okay. So now we do the mountain and
Give us this dice. Nope. Do better.
Nope. Oh, that's going to the
We're,
mountain.
nobody's going to want any of those.
Nope.
Nope. Terrible.
A lot of magic. A lot of magic beer.
Come on, man. Miserable.
There you go.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. All right.
And
You can take one of those black beers.
Okay. Ugh.
And give me both of those 3s, please.
Both of those 3s. Okay.
Needed those.
Well, that's good. That helps. All right. So I will give you. I need to do it. I'm gonna give you a beer. Ugh.
Nice. Start
Nice.
another run.
It's just a point. This is this. You have all this. Is all on.
That's going to be the 1 point that does it.
This 4 and this 4.
Yeah. The one didn't put. Yeah. You're going to get a black beer again.
Okay.
I will take that 5.
Okay.
Can't let you have that. And then I will take. Ooh, let that go or not? Let's see. Yeah, I'll take the pickaxe at the bottom left.
Back a little. There we go. The pickaxe in the bottom left.
Yep.
All right.
Ooh.
All right, let's give you another beer. Yeah,
Oh, nice.
not
Keep it
great.
coming.
I'm gonna take that chest.
Yeah. You're wanting greens.
Yeah, I mean, it's only -4, but
Is there a version of this where the mountain is also a dice tower?
what's
I don't think so. I don't know how
no?
that would work.
Oh, you could have it up here.
Like a volcano kind of thing. You put it at the top and then it comes flowing out. It'd be fun.
The question is, you take the 3 gems because that's 6 points.
true.
And do I risk with my rerolls enough to fuck with this shit? I'm taking that.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a smart play.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's give you a white beer. Hate
Give
giving
me
you
a
this.
5. Give me a 5. Nice!
Doesn't count. You bounced it off my dragons.
It works.
Boo. 5 points right there. That
Good.
sucks.
This all washes out. This is all even right now.
All right.
Great.
Give me the rocks at the bottom left,
Okay.
and I'll take the treasure chest.
That's a risk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hit it.
All right.
But I know you got a lot of reroll power. I don't want you getting what you want with all that and more of it.
That is unfortunate, but thank you. I'm going to take more reroll power. So
Yeah, I'll take the double reroll as well.
okay, so that was a wash too. Let's do the 1.
I'll take a 1.
Another 1.
It's a point.
I don't know where to put anything anymore. All right. What am I doing?
You're taking dragons or beer.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Throwing some gems at me.
I'm going to take the beer.
I'll take the white beer.
Okay, I'll take another beer.
Okay.
Now-
You can have the white beer.
Okay.
Best result.
More
And
reroll.
I'll take the dragons and the 2.
All right, that's fine. I just get a lot of reroll fodder. That's all I need.
6 points right there for me. So
It's not bad. All right. So that's the game. Now we figure out how you want to use your 5 rerolls. 2, 2, and 1.
I'd like to use those rerolls to take your gems. Yeah, those gems are going to kill me.
This is
All
nice.
right.
This is really nice.
Yeah. I do like that. And those are doubled as well because of my card. All right, so my reroll from my card. Let's roll that green die.
This one?
No, the treasure chest one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nice. That's exactly what we needed. All right. Now we're going to use one of the blue there to re-roll. Let's say that 4 that's by itself. Yeah. And the beer gem.
Ugh.
Nice. Oh, that's so
Awful.
good.
Awful.
That is so good. Man, I don't even know if I want to re-roll anything at this point.
I don't think you need to.
You know what?
That's a run. And those are all points. You can try and get this into a 5 or a 4, but
Yeah, it's actually good at 5, 4, 3. It's really just the 2 that would screw me.
it's true.
That's funny.
But what would
So
your
that's
second-
exactly what it would roll, by the way.
Would you roll this one as your second, though?
No, my second one I'm going to re-roll is that 2 dragon. I want to roll the 1 and the 2 dragon.
Really?
Well, look at the rocks. Times
Yeah.
4.
Yeah. All right. That's the win right there, I think. That's gotcha.
We'll see.
Oh, God.
Got my dragons back and got the 5. All right. Can't
That's
complain about that.
All right. So these were used. This is your
Yep.
points. These are all points. Okay, cool.
I tried my best. That's all I can say. I rolled my best. You rolled my best.
I need to re-roll these things. So I'm going to use one of my 2s. This is where it gets real interesting, right? I'm going to use one of my 2s to roll. I'm just going to use, This is going to go away. I'm going to roll both my green. Okay, that helps
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm going to use another 2 to roll this and a beer. All right.
Got your beer back.
Yeah, so I'll roll this 2. I'll use that 2 to roll this and a beer.
Ah. Yeah, I was afraid of that.
No,
But you still got dragons though.
I know it's only -4.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Keeping the pickaxes give you 5, so it's actually better than
Yeah.
taking away the
I'm going
minus.
to use that double to roll this.
Okay. All right. Reroll those 1 gems. Why not?
Well, I'm going to definitely use this 3 to roll this, and this.
Yeah. Makes sense. Oh,
Better.
that paid off. That paid off really well. That might have been the win right there. Wow, that was 15 points. You just rolled.
Yeah, and I have no reason to roll. I'm not going to chance this.
The worst that can happen is a beer, right?
Yeah, but if it comes down to it's not going to come down to 2 points, is it? Probably is now that I said it.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know. You just rolled 15 points.
I'm going to do it.
Wow.
Ugh,
Yeah, well, you got
Well,
one more, right?
I have
Yeah.
1. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have 1. Oh my god.
It was meant to be a 1.
I guess. All right. So let's do your rock slides. You have 32, 36, 39.
Yeah.
Right? 32 and 4 is 36, and 3 is 39. That's huge.
Well,
That's
you're not too far behind on that one. You got 32, I think.
You get 4 points in gems, and your hazards are going to take me a minute. So 4, 5, 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3, 6, 9 times 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep.
32,
36.
36. Ugh, so 48.
Yep.
Oh my god. All right, I need your calculator because my phone's being used.
All right. Give me numbers.
God, this is so bad. 48 plus 43. 80, 91.
Yep, 91.
All right, now 91 plus 45 is
Yeah,
136.
it's 136. What if you then you don't need my calculator?
I just checked myself. That's all. Just checking
All right.
myself. All right, that's not gonna work. So this is 32.
Yeah. I think you still got it.
I don't think I do. That's 32 points. My gems are 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times 2 is 26.
Mm-hmm.
And then my hazards are going to hurt me. So it's only +1, right? No.
No, your hazards are going to hurt you.
Well, the -4 is not going to help me win. I don't have this game. You won this game. So 5 times 2 is 10, -4 is 6, plus 6. All right, so add this up.
I just did it. 64.
32 plus 26 plus 6
Yep.
is 64. 64 plus 31 is 95. I didn't come close.
Wow. Man, I thought you were going to kill me with those gems.
That was massive.
Yeah.
Massive.
36, that was 36 points right there.
Yep, that was massive. I mean, I got 26 on my gems. You got 30. You got 48 on that on your
Wow.
hazard just alone. That was huge.
That was fun.
Yeah,
I got revenge.
you did, and now I know what not to do on Friday. So perfect. So yeah, that's Dice Miner.
Yeah. It's a good game.
I like it.
Nice
I
and
like it.
clean. I think the rule book's like 4 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's a small box one, you know.
Yeah, the retail edition is the normal. It's just a normal size box. It's not that flip over.
Yeah, it's weird too because when it came out, I remember like everybody went like, "Oh, check this out," and then it flashed in a pan. Like nobody talked about it after that, but I still play it a lot every now and then. It's like a Sagrada or a Azul or something like that. It's that good weight that's just take it out. There's some good decision making, and then you're done in 30 minutes, right? So
Yep, 100%. Yeah, that was killer. To get your actions to trigger and 30 something points in your rock slides, that was amazing.
yeah, I mean, obviously there's tons of luck in this game, right? But it's the decision that you make, and whenever you get rewarded for getting those rolls is always fun. So
And this. Like, I know it's more luck
Oh.
to be able to re-roll, but having the re-rolls really does help.
yeah, I usually don't get a lot of rerolls. In fact, I think our last game only had like one reroll die, and you had all of them. And that's a huge amount of ability to keep rolling stuff until you get what you need to make the huge points, right? So,
Yep.
and honestly, I was getting what I needed on the first rolls of stuff. So I got some luck in there, but yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Cool.
All right. Oh God. I need it.
That's not right.
No, remove.
That's not right. There we go. Yeah,
There.
we got it.
Well played. That was a good showing on your end.
Awesome. Tell West that he's been avenged.
You beat my score from Friday. My score was 134.
What was my final?
136.
Ooh, nice. It was
Yeah.
those 2 points.
Yeah. Did really well.
Yeah. Those are fun. It's always a good game.
We played. God, when was this? Was this gathering? Did we play this gathering? I don't think we did.
We didn't play Dice Miner at the gathering now.
So look at that.
Chris, Eos, Matt. Did we play that at the last year's gathering?
It has to be with Eos, yeah, but who's
Yeah.
the Matt in that one? It's not
Was it-
Matty P because Matt went this year.
Huh.
Anyway, look at the score in a 4-player game. Look at the scores.
Wow. Oh,
You
I
get-
did poorly in that one.
You were getting that in a round.
I know. I did not do well there.
Mm-mm.
Stop. You can't keep score sheets. That's not good.
Oh, I keep them all. They're all
That's
in here.
funny.
Yeah, so that's fun.
All right. Well, whole episode was fun. We had a 1990s flashback. We played some Dice Miner. We talked about some controversy going on a little bit in the board game world, and talked about how awesome it is to have electrical power. Thank you, Tesla.
Yeah,
And
it's got to be nice to have back. Right?
Edison. All that stuff. Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, fun episode as always. Do we know what we're doing next week? No, we know what we're doing 2 weeks from then, but we don't know next week. So
I don't know what
Right.
2 weeks. What's 2 weeks?
on the 7th, we have a guest on the 7th, right? Or the 6th? Yeah, I think we do.
I have to go back on
No,
the sheet.
maybe not. We'll have to figure that out.
I know I got Eric, or we got Eric on the 17th, the Monday.
Oh, okay. I think that's what I was thinking.
We'll have
Oh,
Eric
wait. Did you say the 17th?
of June.
I think I might be in LA.
It's the
Well,
Monday,
maybe I'll just do it from my hotel there.
it's the Monday before Origins.
Yeah, I'm not in Origins.
No, I know. It's the Monday before, though.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just have to shoot from my hotel there.
That's going to be a fun one. When I was talking to Eric about it, he's like, I do not want to know the topic. He said, I want to know while we're live, and I'm going to come up with it on the spot. I was like, okay.
All right. It's going to be like top 5 Smurfs. We're just going to really mess with them.
It could be. It could be.
Oh, that's a good idea for the 4 people left as a episode watching. And give us your, or if you're watching this later, give us your suggestions as to what top 5 we're going to throw at Eric.
Yeah. Yeah. And it'll be with Eric Lang. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, do the
All right.
thing while you're here. Do the like and
Oh,
subscribe.
yeah. The like and subscribe. Yeah.
Do the dance,
If you're still here at the end of this, you probably already have at this point.
most likely.
Because who else would put up with us but the people that already like us, right?
This is true.
I'll do the big in our face.
Boom.
We ought to just keep this up one whole episode. I wonder how many likes we'd get then.
Oh my God, that's good.
Top 5 Erics. Oh, that is good. That'd be great.
Mm.
But well, he won't see this.
No, he's not. He's definitely not watching. That's a good. That's a
We ought
good
to, if we don't do it, we ought to throw it at him just to see his face. Like, huh? Like, see how that is.
5 Erics.
Or he might be able to just go.
Maybe. I mean, it's
Is
his
Eric
name,
or-
obviously. Like if you went with
Yeah.
Michael, you'd be able to do Michael's, or if you did,
Oh,
if
there's
you
a
went,
lot of mics.
yeah.
I don't know
Man.
many Chris. Actually, I don't
Come
know
on.
any Chris's in our.
Evans, Hemsworth, Chris Pratt.
Oh, I thought you meant like someone I actually know.
No, I don't.
In the board game industry, you know.
It doesn't. It's just Eric.
But yeah, if it's any Chris, then sure, just MCU it up.
Right. Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good one,
A
Eric.
fun one.
Yeah.
If we don't do that one, we're gonna start with that one just to mess with them, and then we'll throw in a good one.
I think I definitely think we have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Eric the Red. Nice. Those are good.
Eric the Red is the first thing that popped in my head too. It's weird, but I
What's
don't
the-
know if that was a good person or not. So I didn't say. I doubt it is.
What's the half a B one? I don't know.
Half a B.
Eric Idle. That's a good one.
Eric.
Oh, sorry, we're looking. Oh, it's gotta be Eric. What's
No.
Hemsworth? Is there a Chris Hemsworth? Oh, it's his brother,
There's a Liam Hemsworth.
Liam. Is there a Chris Hemsworth? Or I'm sorry, is there an Eric Hemsworth?
You mean Eric? Yeah. I don't know.
And what's
Maybe he's just blending in. We were talking about Eric, then went to Chris. Anyway, yeah, it was fun. Fun as
Yeah,
always.
yeah. Thanks for watching, everybody.
You have a this is the play later this week.
Yep, we're doing it Friday. We're gonna continue the prize or punishment.
Cool. You got to remember to put that in announcements.
Yeah, forget about that.
Yeah.
I guess that's an announcement. It's just another
Yeah.
show, though. But I guess an announcement of the show. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, just say what's coming up,
Yeah,
and
we
then
should-
if you have announcements on there, you say what's coming up on this one. If we even know at that point, right? Sometimes we don't. So
most of the times we have no idea.
cool.
Yeah. All right, cool.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Eric. See you
Thanks
guys
for
soon.
participating.